Plus.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Welcome in to college football pregame here on CBS Sports HQ, and welcome to Week 6. We are so excited that you have chosen to watch us this morning because we could not be more excited for some college football action. So excited. We're speaking of just so much excitement this morning. We have Mackenzie Brooks, Sportsline analyst, at the desk with us. We've also got our resident running backs. We've got Beanie Wells, Damian Harris. I am Emily Proud, and you might be wondering where in the world are the Knoll boys.
It can only be one place, Emily.
Yes, there's a pretty big game just up the road from our South Florida studios. We've got Florida State and Miami. Let's talk about it. I could not care less that the Noles lost last week. This game still has all the juice, but Beanie, you have some experience with big rivalry games. How does this compare to the game?
It most certainly stacks right up there with the game, Ohio State versus Michigan. You know, this is a long-standing, rich tradition on both sides, and in history, just bad blood, just natural bad blood between these two universities. So I love the banter, the tradition, the fanfare, everything that goes into this rivalry game. I can't wait to watch this matchup today because what I saw last week with FSU losing that game, I want to see them come back and be a motivated bunch and see how they fare versus Ruben Bain and Torrey and those guys that they have on that defensive front for the University of Miami.
Yeah, how about this one? Just like the goalpost made its journey down Broadway, Commodores carrying the conference to T-Town.
Listen, revenge is better served cold. Will the Tide get their revenge today, or will Diego Pavia cement himself as one of the all-time greats? Not because he beat Alabama once, not because he beat Alabama at home, but he went into Tuscaloosa and dethroned the Alabama Crimson Tide in their homeland at Nick Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Can't wait.
Find out in the SEC. Elsewhere, two quarterbacks with expectations galore and have not lived up to it yet. That could change today.
Listen, Emily, Texas is walking into Gainesville with pound for pound the best defense in all of college football. So that means yikes if I'm DJ Lagway, yikes if I'm Billy Napier, yikes if I'm Florida. But will today be the day we see Arch Manning finally put together some numbers against some guys he might see in the National Football League? We will see.
All right, elsewhere, two college football playoff teams from last year with slim chances to make it this year. Boise State heads to South Bend to take on Notre Dame, and Vegas thinks there's a 20-plus point difference in this one. Kenz, what do you think?
I mean, Notre Dame can afford literally no losses. They lose this game, they have a 0% chance to make the college football playoff, so they are out there fighting for their life. Boise State could enter the chat, put themselves back in that race to potentially represent that group of five, competing there with Memphis if they can pull off this upset today. Not too easy.
Another big number in the Big Ten game of the week on CBS. Penn State, 25.5-point favorite on the road at UCLA. Mackenzie Brooks, how do we bet this game?
Yeah, Emily, this is one of those where you just put the slip in and you don't really watch it. I mean, James Franklin, we do know, can beat up on the little guy here. I think your best bet, take the UCLA team total under that 12.5. We have them projected for around 10. That sounds silly, like not a lot of value, but that's that short of points. It's around 25% you're getting there.
I haven't seen a whole lot from that offense this year. Meanwhile, another 20-plus point spread in the Big Ten. Minnesota at number 1 Ohio State. Beanie, are your Buckeyes the best team in the nation again?
I think so. I think they're trending in that direction. They most certainly have the best defense in the country, led by Matt Patricia. I think Arvell Reese is by far the best linebacker in the country. Two of the best defensive players in Arvell Reese and Caleb Downs. The Buckeyes are going to dominate this game.
Defense wins championships. We'll see if they win another. Here is what to watch today. A doubleheader on CBS. We've got Air Force and Navy at noon, then Penn State, UCLA at 3:30. Also in the afternoon, it's Texas, Florida, Vandy, Bama, and at night we've got Miami and Florida State. But I want to go back to the Tide and the Doors, a game someone next to me knows pretty well.
When you come to our house, we show you how to play some SEC ball. It don't matter where you're from. You're going to know what ball we play. Alabama, you're next.
Oh boy, that was said back in 2017, and what happened?
What a day,
Damian
what a
Harris
day, what a
proceeded to
day.
rush for a career-high 115, one rushing yards.
He could go all the way.
Career-high, 3 touchdowns.
That trailer got heavy on the back end.
Damian, how'd that feel after you hear the smack talk and then just smack them in the mouth 59-0?
I cannot pretend that we treated that just like any other game. I mean, I will say this. We did not go over the top, but in the locker room before that game, there was a different look in everybody's eyes. Nick Saban had a different kind of pep in his step, and there wasn't a lot that needed to be said. There wasn't this big bravado of like, we're going to go do this, we're going to go do. We understood, we heard the disrespect, and it was going to be handled. And that's exactly what we did. We walked into their trap. We took over their trap. Now, we enjoyed it a little bit more on the end just because, nowadays it's cool to call out Alabama. Nowadays, that's how people build themselves up. See, back in those days, that wasn't the case. So when that happened, we were just like, wow, is this reality? It was kind of one of those, is this real right now?
It wasn't even Diego Pavia's Vanderbilt. This was the regular Vanderbilt.
Right, this was the Vanderbilt of old. It was, but they had just come off an overtime. I think it was an overtime win against Kansas State. They were at home. They knew we were coming to Vandy. I mean, I will never criticize guys for going out and kind of poking the bear a little bit because, again, they're trying to make a name for themselves. And he thought that might build his team up to come out and perform better than, what they ultimately did. But that's the risk that you take whenever you go out and you say those kind of things. What was it, 52-0,
59 to 0.
Oh, excuse me.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, anytime there is a microphone in Diego Pavia's face, there's going to be some smack talk said. Had it before last year. We saw what happened. Of course, we're going to have it before this year. But how much does last year's result impact this game that we're going to see today?
Well, I think it impacts this game a tremendous amount because there were so many lessons that could have been learned last year. I mean, there were certain players that made decisions personally that affected the outcome of the game, whether it was in the defensive side of the ball, trying to stop Diego Pavia. What is Alabama's biggest problem been, even in the Nick Saban days? Dual threat quarterback. So I just think there were a lot of lessons that could be learned. Obviously, we're going to get to it. Diego Pavia, he made some comments, but if you're Alabama, you just have to look at what you did wrong last year and understand that you're a better team, but also understand that Vanderbilt is a better team as well. So with the success that you just had against Georgia, that doesn't matter. The success that Vanderbilt has had up until this point, that does not matter. It's going to be two great teams in the SEC facing off in Tuscaloosa, and it's going to be which team has prepared the most this week and which team comes out ready to play.
And probably the most damning part of that game last year is Vanderbilt led the entire time, opening kick to end of game whistle.
Do you think anybody has ever sat in one of our seats and said that before? Vandy led Alabama for the entire game.
Led #1 Alabama, yeah. But it's a new year, and of course we're going to talk a lot about Diego Pavia. I mean, he's the heart and soul of this team. He's basically the mascot. Apologies, though, to Mr. Commodore, who is the actual mascot. But this is a team game, Beanie. So what is it about this Vanderbilt team that makes them good enough to beat Alabama?
You know what, the thing that I believe when I look at Vanderbilt, the thing that, is different from last year, their defense is legit this year. I think they got great pass rushers. They're doing great at getting teams off of the field on third down. And then Diego Pavia, obviously his game has excelled. Him being that +1 in the run game and him taking care of the football is going to be so critical today. When you go back and you look at the game last week Alabama had versus Georgia, Georgia was able to run the ball tremendously on Alabama. That can't be the case this week because Diego Pavia, he not only can run it and be that +1 in the run game, but he can pull the ball down and legitimately sling the ball all over the football field. So that's something that Alabama is going to have to shore up those passing lanes and, more importantly, get pressure. Get Alabama-style pressure on the quarterback. I can't wait to watch this game because I know it's going to be high-flying throughout.
Yeah, in the same way that it sounds weird to say that Vanderbilt led Alabama for an entire football game, it also sounds weird to put Vanderbilt and college football playoff implications in the same sentence. But Mackenzie Brooks, what's at stake today?
I mean, listen, who am I to tell them they can if they win this game here today? If they win today, they increase 25-30% here. Now, I wouldn't call them yet a coin flip to make the college football playoff, but it certainly would help them and keeps them in the race. A ton of parity in the SEC this year, so who's to say they can't be in there? For Alabama, having that early loss to FSU obviously dings them. Watching FSU crumble a little bit makes that loss look even worse. So as FSU doesn't perform, it makes Alabama's resume look a lot worse. That's something you have to keep in mind here. So they go down to a 23% chance with this loss, but only up to 50% because we're expecting them to win, right? So a lot more to lose here than there is to actually gain.
If we go back to last year, which I'm sure we're going to bring up multiple times on this show, we already have, and we're about 8 minutes into it. But the biggest disappointment for Alabama is getting up so high for that Georgia game, having that big win, becoming the #1 team in the nation, and then not being able to stay up for Vanderbilt. How is today a culture game for Kalen DeBoer's team?
Well, because then it shows that you have a coach that can lead a team that doesn't do this throughout the season. They don't ride the roller coaster. Now, you may have started down here with FSU week 1, but the goal is to keep doing this and this and this, and that's what we've seen from Alabama to this point. So if I'm Kalen DeBoer, I'm going to look at my team and basically assess where we are by how we come out on the first drive of the game, offense, defense, and special teams. Can you get up for a Vanderbilt game the same way you can get up for Kirby Smart in Georgia? Can you get up for this game knowing that they punched us in the mouth last season and embarrassed us as the #1 team in the country? Can we get up for every single opponent that we're going to face every single game, every single week? Because we know this is going to be Vandy's Super Bowl. Like, I know we're talking about college football playoffs. It doesn't get bigger than beating Alabama for Vanderbilt. So you just have to be able to understand what comes with being the University of Alabama and understand you cannot ride that emotional roller coaster of, okay, we had a down loss week 1. We had a big win last week or 2 weeks ago against Georgia. Now what are we going to come out with? No, you have to come out with the same consistent level of execution and pride in your performance.
Yeah. And that's what made Nick Saban so great, is they were up for every single game. Didn't matter the opponent. So we'll see what happens today. You heard Ken's mention that week 1 loss to Florida State is what's dinging this Alabama resume right now. So it's safe to say that they are Seminole fans today against Miami. What's at stake between these two squads when they square off tonight?
So for Miami, this is the best chance of an ACC team to have an at-large bid. Obviously, you want to go in and win the ACC championship, but of anybody, if they can still put up, you know, a 12-1 resume, losing the ACC championship, they still look pretty good. So a win today is more about breathing room, more about comfort here. So they go up to around a 67% chance with a win. Right now they sit just above a coin flip here because we have them not only winning the ACC championship, but again, that breathing room of an at-large bid. For FSU, basically goes down to nothing here. Obviously, you cannot suffer a loss like this after losing to UVA as well. We squeak them in the picture a little bit with a win here, but again, for everybody that's not named Miami, you probably need to be winning this ACC championship.
Yeah, 2 losses would not be ideal for Florida State. Beanie, at the top of the show, you mentioned just what's at stake in terms of pride and tradition and this rivalry. Expand on that a little bit. What is at stake, not numbers-wise, but just between what's happening in the Sunshine State?
More importantly, than just the pride and the fanfare and everything that goes into this rivalry, you're fighting for an opportunity to be at the top of your conference.
Yeah.
I mean, these two teams at the end of the year will be talked about of if they can win an ACC championship and if they could be one of the teams out of their conference getting to the college football playoff. So there's a bunch at stake in this football game. And if you're Mike Norvell and you just came off that emotional loss last week, I think this is going to be about how you get your team to respond. Dame just talked about it with Kalen DeBoer, how his team responded. Can he get that monkey off his back, essentially, in terms of a team not dealing with those such drastic ebbs and flows throughout the season? This is the same for Mike Norvell. He's going to have to get this team not only motivated, but in a mind frame of going out and bouncing back and continuing the trend of an upward trajectory and not what we saw last year from this football team. So there's a lot of stake. I can't wait to see Tommy Castellanos in this game, games of this magnitude. The primary thing that leads to a victory is teams playing mistake-free football. Florida State, if they're going to have an opportunity to win, they're going to have to play mistake-free. They can't turn the ball over, and that's something that got them in trouble in due in part last week and other times in the season.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, to piggyback off everything that Beanie was saying, and what is at stake in this game, let's not say that there's no pressure on Mario Cristobal, because he is used to putting up a stinker once a season, and it usually comes in a game like this in a hostile environment. I mean, Beanie, you want to talk about the pageantry, you want to talk about the atmosphere. Listen, I've been to Doak Campbell Stadium, and there are not a lot of atmospheres like that. I don't think Carson Beck has faced an atmosphere like that yet this season. I don't think Mario Cristobal has faced an environment like that this season. So not so fast and all the pressure being on Florida State, but can Miami continue on the trajectory that they're on? Is Carson Beck going to continue to play well? Is Mario Cristobal going to continue to make the right decisions? Well, all that is going to come down to how they handle the environment in Tallahassee today.
It is their first road game of the season. Same way that Alabama fans are going to get sick of us for bringing up what happened last year. Florida State fans are going to get sick of us for bringing up what happened last week. But that is part of the story of this game. Hey, do not forget, we have a double-header on CBS today. The first leg of the Commander-in-Chief's Trophy, Air Force at Navy at noon, and the big-time game of the week is Penn State at UCLA at 3:30. Two Hall of Fame coaches, just 3 wins between them. What happens when Dabo and Bill Belichick share a football field? And we got some big implications over in the Big 12, some early Week 6 action last night, and much more at stake today. We'll break it all down. We've got more college football pregame. Stick with us after this.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here.
Oh man, this is awesome.
The power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City On. Superb finish.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount+.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount+. All
right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount+.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount+.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount+.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
This just into HQ, the Pitt Panthers are making a change at quarterback. Our Matt Zenit says that true freshman Mason Heinschel will get the nod today against Boston College, replacing two-year starter Eli Holstein. The Panthers are hoping to turn things around after back-to-back losses to rival West Virginia and Louisville. So a young QB making the start at quarterback. There's a lot of young, true freshman quarterbacks we see across college football today. What kind of pressure is there for a young guy coming just fresh off a prom to starting at a level like this?
You know, it's so hard, you know, when you step in from high school football to big-time college football on a big stage and you're playing these opponents and going to these stadiums to where it's 60, 70, sometimes 100,000 people in the stands and your mind is just blown and you're in awe. So it's a tough situation. I think the best situation to put a young quarterback in is to give him a great run game. And then if I'm a coach, I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm putting him in a situation to where he's making easy passes, seeing what's right in front of him, not trying to stretch the field too much and take the big risk, but just take what the defense gives you and settle down and get going from there.
I hope he's got a steady family at home. To just throughout, you know, this process of getting him ready to be the starting quarterback, just somebody in is here to say, play the game that you played since you were a kid. This is a child's game. How many times have you heard people say that, Beanie? This is a child's game. People get paid millions and millions of dollars to play a game that you play as kids. So just go out there, have that same joy. don't let anything phase your confidence or who you are as a player, as a person. Just go out and deliver your best, because clearly that's gotten you a job as the starting quarterback. Take the coaching, take the profit when you're out there as a quarterback, hand the ball off when you need to, take the easy access throws, but overall just play the game the way that you know how. Now that doesn't mean go out there and be so conservative that you're paralysis by analysis and your eyes are so big you can't decipher through the information. No, just go out, play your game, play a little cautious to begin with. Once you get your feet under it, then just start clicking like usual, and you'll go out there, you'll have a good day.
I know, it sounds simple, but have fun.
very simple. Yeah, and we make it, when you make it about X's and O's, when you make it about narratives and stories, it becomes bigger than what the game actually is. Just go out and do your job, play the game the way that you know how to play, and then have fun. And majority of the time, 99% of the time when you do those things, do your job, have fun, you're going to look at the tape and say, all right, I put my best out there, whether it was good, whether it was bad. I did what I could do to help my team, and I'm content with that.
Truly nothing more fun than winning a football game.
Yeah, now go out there and win.
We'll see what happens with Pitt. Some teams just cannot wait till Saturday, so they play on Friday night. We got Friday Night Fever in college football. A lot of late games, so we'll get you caught up. If you didn't stay up, let's start with Colorado State at San Diego State, a Mountain West battle on CBS Sports Network. Trying to get you those highlights here, and yeah, we got it for you. Giorgio was on the sideline for this one. Love to see her rocking it. Over mid-first quarter, scoreless, 2nd and 6 from the Rams 45. Jaden Denegal airs one out to Donovan Brown. What a throw. 45-yard touchdown. Aztecs up 7-zip. Let's keep it moving here, though. Mid-second, Denegal. Even another one, just airing it out. Jordan Napier on the end of this one, 42-yard touchdown. They only score in bunches here, 21-7. San Diego State, they go on to win it 45-24. And with the win, the Aztecs move to 4-1. Let's go West Virginia BYU, 23rd ranked Cougars looking to start 5-0 for a second straight season. Let's hop to the first quarter. Bear Bachmeier has been playing some great football this year. Throwing a screen to Parker Kingston, who's just going to do the rest. He has all eyes on the end zone. BYU up 14-0. That's Kingston's second touchdown of the game. Mid-second quarter, Bachmeier connects with Chase Roberts, who breaks a tackle. Is he going to go all the way? This is the 5th longest pass play in school history. So close to the end zone, but not quite.
Another receiver coming in.
85-yard gain, but let's just go ahead and punch it in here. So BYU takes a 21-3 lead. You got to make that 85-yard play worth it, and they do. Later in the game, Bachmeier runs it in for the 2-yard touchdown, and BYU goes on to win it 38-24, and they start 5-0 for the second straight season. That was a big game in the Big 12. We have a lot of big games happening in the Big 12 Conference, but I got to get your reaction on BYU, because this was a team that in the offseason we weren't quite sure what they were going to look like. Some changes at the quarterback position with Jake Retzlaff transferring. So how do you feel about this Cougars team? Is this what you were expecting? Is this better, worse? What do we think?
I think this is right on brand for Kalani Sitake and where he's taking this BYU program. I mean, we thought that they would take a step back with losing Jake Retzlaff, but then you enter another quarterback and he's playing just as well. They're good on defense. They're good in the trenches. They have a rhythm on offense where they can throw the ball, they can run the football, they can run the football with their quarterback. I mean, first and foremost, I got to address the fact that I had to wipe my eyes last night because I saw a quarterback wearing number 47. I was like, wait a minute. But at the end of the day, Kalani Sitake will always have this BYU team as a Big 12 contender. And we saw that last year. We're seeing it again this year. It's still early, midway in the season, but the trajectory that they're on with Kalani Sitake, it's undeniable at this point, and they have to be a Big 12 favorite if you're a betting person right now.
Do you agree? Are they a favorite?
I think so. I mean, when you talk about Kalani Sitake and the teams that he get, you know you're going to get a disciplined team, a team that takes care of the football, that's physical, that's tough in the trenches, and that's going to be able to run. And right now, they have the +1. And what we were just talking about, freshman quarterbacks, another freshman quarterback, and Bear Bachmeier, who's been lighting up the scene. The only thing that bothers me is when we got these freshman quarterbacks that really light it up, you got to worry about the transfer portal. You got to worry about somebody trying to poach him the following year. And I think that's probably going to be the case with Bear Bachmeier. I hope not, because I love Kalani Sitake and what he's doing at BYU. But they're a great program and should be at the helm of the Big 12. I mean, when you look at their schedule, they'll have maybe another 1 or 2 tough games, but for the most part, they're in the driver's seat in that conference.
Yeah, they're currently not the favorite, even though they are 5-0 and undefeated in the conference, because there's a lot of undefeated teams. 2 of them are playing today. We have Texas Tech and Houston. Neither of them have lost a football game. We've also got a ranked Iowa State squad on the road at Cincinnati. They're not the favorite, the ranked team in this one. Beanie, are we expecting some chaos today in the Big 12?
100%.
Where does it come?
You know, I most certainly believe it could come out of that Houston game that we were just talking about right there. I mean, you look at Conner Weigman and how he settled in there and gotten comfortable in his new home, taking care of the football, you know, leading the charge on the offense. And then they got Dean Connors, a guy that can take some of the pressure off Conner Weigman when things get too tough for him. So I believe the Houston Cougars could be a team that could creep up and make some noise in this conference. And it could be a bit of an upset.
It could. Listen. This is going to be a matchup now. We've talked about some other big games. This is going to be important now because as I look at my notes right now, Texas Tech is the number 2 scoring offense in the country. Houston, number 14 scoring defense in the country. So is it going to be a defensive battle? Is it going to be Houston's defense? Is it going to be Texas Tech's offense? What is it going to be? But I love what you just said about Conner Weigman and the fact that he is taking care of the football. He has found a home. When you don't turn the football over as a quarterback, good things happen. Then you get to show the arm talent. Then you get to use your legs because you're more confident running the football. Then your play callers get more confidence in you, calling shots down the field, calling gadget plays because they know, okay, well, if it's not there, you'll just chuck the ball out of bounds or you'll eat a sack and you'll keep the ball in our hands. So this is a huge matchup against a really good offense in Texas Tech, who has went out and spent the money, and the rewards are showing, and a Houston defense that is underappreciated, undervalued, and a Conner Weigman that is playing good football right now.
Yeah, I mean, Texas Tech, when you talk about having the best teams money can buy right now, you know, Texas Tech is most certainly one of them. And, you know, they went out and spent those dollars. And, you know, we had a coach in the Big 12 at Oklahoma State, Coach Gundy, at one point in time talking about he didn't have the resources. Well, he did have the resources. He just didn't go out and spend the money. And maybe if he would have, it probably would have saved him his job because Texas Tech, they went all in on getting guys to where they're going to be competitive within their conference, and they want to make a run at the college football playoff. And, heck, they're in the driver's seat as well. Them and BYU, top 2 in that conference to be able to do it.
I mean, what about Iowa State and Cincinnati? I mean, that's enough.
Is disrespectful that Iowa State is an underdog in this game despite being the ranked team, or... You're like, no, I think
it's going to be a good game, Emily. That's the point. You've got 2 good teams. Rocco Beck, listen, Rocco Beck plays better on the road than he does at home. He has a 9-4 record as a starter on the road. Now, one thing about Iowa State, they are without their starting kicker. So if this is a close game in the end, that'll be a big thing to look at.
And their backup.
Yeah, and their backup. Oh, God. Their problems
that.
just get worse and worse for the kicking game. But on top of that, the Cincinnati team is 16th in the country in scoring right now. They're an underrated offense. They can score points in a lot of different ways. They can get the ball to a lot of different guys. So, again, to answer your question to start, is there going to be chaos in the Big 12? Yeah. When is there not been chaos in the Big 12 since the 12-team playoff has started?
Some great quarterback play, though, is going to be had in that football game. When you look at Brendan Sorsby for Cincinnati, he's not only their leading passer and completing 70% of his passes, but he's their leading rusher as well. So he's a plus runner in the run game. I can't wait to see the numbers and how they figure out after that football game when I look at the box scores.
Oh, yeah. Chaos, good quarterbacks. That is the making of a Big 12 football game. Let's go to the ACC, though, because we were not the only ones who expected Clemson-North Carolina to be a bigger game in the offseason. UNC booked Ludacris to play before kickoff, thinking that this game would be played in prime time. It's not. It's at noon, so fans will enjoy some coffee with their Luda.
That's probably the easiest check Ludacris ever got.
Honestly, any time of day, though, that's something that you can definitely enjoy. Let's talk about these quarterbacks, though. It's still, or these head coaches, because it's still a game with 2 Hall of Fame coaches. And Dabo actually admitted this week that we need to win a lot worse than he does, referring to Bill Belichick. Beanie, do you agree with that? Does Clemson need this one?
I really don't. I mean, I think Clemson's season is pretty much over as is. I don't think they'll have a chance to win the conference or get into the college football playoff. But nonetheless, I think he wants it for pride and to be able to recruit in the state and not losing to Belichick. You said something at the beginning. You said quarterbacks. Well, these 2 coaches have been tied to their quarterbacks. Yes. You know, Dabo and Cade Klubnik, and, you know, why am I forgetting his name? Bill Belichick and Gio Lopez. And
It's probably Max Johnson might be getting the start today, too.
And neither one of them have given them great quarterback play all year long. That's why these teams are in the position that they're in, is because of the quarterback play. They can't sustain drives. They can't create those big plays, explosive games in which they need to compete.
And
go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
No, I'm okay.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, North Carolina needs this win way more. I mean, like you said, Clemson
North Carolina needs this win.
They do. Clemson season is over. We know that. Hopefully they can make it up on the back end. Hopefully Dabo will have some big wins. That way he can pitch it in recruiting, so on and so forth. But when you talk about the legacy of Bill Belichick, I mean, it is just going down and down and down and down. Listen to this. I mean, first and foremost, I will say their offense has been atrocious. You want to talk about quarterback play? It's been bad. They are almost dead last out of 136 FBS teams in points per game, yards per game, yards per play, and third down conversion. Now, luckily, they crafted the top 70 in red zone scoring, but guess what the problem is? They can't get to the red zone. They only have 11 trips in the red zone. That is as many as University, Texas, San Antonio. It is not good. Their defense also not good, but not as bad as the offense. So when I look at Bill Belichick and I look at his coaching legacy and I look at what he has brought to the game of football, it is not what we are seeing is being played in Chapel Hill right now. So if Bill Belichick is going to remain the head coach at North Carolina, which as of right now, it looks like that's going to be the case because we haven't heard any rumblings about him returning to the NFL, you've got to start to build a brand. We know that North Carolina is a brand because of Michael Jordan, because of guys like Julius Peppers, because of all the stars that he brings back to the game. Well, guess what? Now you have to continue to add to that legacy. This isn't just going to come in and be the North Carolina Patriots. You have to do and act and coach and lead in a way that is going to produce to wins because we know this is a production-based business, and you got to win right now.
And I think the biggest thing when we talk about UNC is the fact that they treated it like it was the NFL. They went out and got 70 new guys and put them on this roster and said, hey, go out and play together. Well, no, these are young men. You have to coach them up to get them to buy into what you're preaching, and then they have to develop a relationship with each other. This isn't the NFL. They don't know what it's like to be a pro, and I think they treated that program like it was the New England Patriots and didn't expect that they would have this learning curve for these young guys that they're experiencing right now. They got to go back to the basics and go back to the basics in terms of teaching players to go through your process the right way.
Fundamentals. Like, there is no word that comes to my mind when I think of Bill Belichick more than fundamentals. And when you look at North Carolina play, quarterback play, run game, offensive line, wide receivers, defensive line, linebackers, safeties, kicking game, coaching. There are no fundamentals being displayed.
I'm going to talk about some rough offensive play. Well, we might get that with an SEC game today between Texas and Florida. These quarterbacks, we had so high expectations for them between Arch Manning and DJ Lagway. Damien's got to warm up for this one. Why are you so heated about this?
Well, no. There's a lot of information we got to get out, right? Because this is going to be another good game, and we're sitting here trying to figure out what's going on with Arch, what's going on with DJ Lagway, what's going on with Billy Napier, how long he's going to be there. So, I just wanted to get a little comfortable for this conversation. Yeah. Come on. I'm ready now. I'm ready.
You got your pad too for when you get sweaty when we're talking about this?
Don't worry. I got it right here. I'm gonna go ahead and sit it right here on the table.
There we go. Well, it is the battle of two #1 quarterbacks in their respective classes. Arch was #1 in 2023. DJ Lagway, of course, last year in 2024. What's been the most disappointing part of the quarterback play with these guys?
I really don't think it's been Arch. I think it's more so been DJ Lagway. Okay. DJ Lagway had an opportunity last year to be the guy at the midpoint of the season. He looked good. I think he saved Billy Napier's job last season. And for whatever reason, obviously he was out a whole lot of the offseason, but for whatever reason, he just hasn't been in sync with what they've been able to do on offense. And it would be a crying shame if this Florida football team, who in my opinion has one of the best defenses in the country, can't go out and have an offense that allows them to play complementary football. And for whatever reason, I don't know if it's Billy Napier taking a step back in play calling duties or them changing up the game plan. You have to be able to get this young, talented quarterback that you have in DJ Lagway to be competent. Because right now, he's just not looking like he understands what's going on out there on the football field. And I think it's due in part to the way that he's being coached.
I agree with Beanie 100%, but I will play devil's advocate. I'll say the most disappointing things for Arch Manning are his best games statistically are against San Jose State University, Houston, ULM, and Mississippi State. And which of those teams that I just said has a ton of NFL talent, has a roster full of guys that you're going to see on Sundays, has coaches that are going to be Hall of Famers? Like, I mean, stop me at some point when you hear it, because there are none. The most disappointing thing for me with Arch is the fact that when he plays against nobody, he looks like the heritage that he has. He looks like Peyton. He looks like Eli. He looks like Archie. But when he plays against Ohio State, well, it looks like a totally different guy. When are we going to see Arch Manning play a brand and a style of football that resonates with his family name against tough competition? Well, he has an opportunity to do that. I agree with Beanie. I think this Florida defense is way underrated, but the reason we can't talk about that is because of their offense. Now, that gives Arch an opportunity, because we know that Texas defense, they're going to get him more opportunities from DJ Lagway. Now he has more opportunities to just go out and make those routine plays, make those throws that we see against San Jose State, make it against the Florida team. Make those runs where you stand over top of somebody from Sam Houston in the end zone. We'll do that in a swamp. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sitting here saying that Arch Manning is disappointing because he doesn't play well. I'm just saying he doesn't put it together whenever the competition actually rises to the occasion. So that is my biggest disappointment with Arch so far. I expect that he corrects that today, again, with the amount of opportunities he's going to have with this defense taking the ball away from Florida. But, again, as long as we continue to see Arch Manning only perform against lower competition, the narratives are going to continue. The memes on social media, him flipping burgers, are going to continue. Like, it's all going to continue until he gets that monkey off his back.
Yeah, this is one of the games that, I have circled for Arch Manning and to watch his progress. Obviously, we saw him the last couple of weeks. We saw him do better in certain moments. But this is an opportunity to do it versus a legitimate team, a legitimate defense, like you just mentioned, guys that are going to be playing on Sundays at some point in time. And, I think Steve Sarkisian has done a good job of bringing him along slowly, especially after the Ohio State game, to where he had all the questions and everybody questioned his ability and if he was truly going to be the guy. I think they went back to the basics and allowed them to do what Arch does well. That's run the football, distribute the ball downfield on a consistent basis, and I think he'll be just fine. This is going to be a great opportunity and a great test for not just him, but the entire Texas team.
Yeah, two great defenses and two disappointing quarterbacks so far, but there's still plenty of season left to play. And this is the first SEC game as a starter for Arch Manning. We'll see how he does. How many games are you going to win? Our guys give their schedule predictions for Alabama, Miami, Notre Dame, and Penn State. That's coming up. Stick with us here on HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City. Superb finish.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount+.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount+. All
right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount+.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount+.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount+.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
Back here on College Football Pregame, and it's big time on CBS at 3:30. We've got Penn State at UCLA, and we're talking quarterbacks when it comes to these two teams. I'm going to put this question out there, and I'm very interested to see what you have to answer here. If you had to go win a football game right now, which one of these QBs are you taking, Beanie?
I'm running.
You're running? You're running the football?
If I very well had to pick one of them, I think I'd go Drew Aller.
Okay.
I'd go Drew Aller. I think Drew Aller can get it done, just not in big moments. The big moments have been too questionable and too big for him and his ability. But just to win a game with complimentary football, give me Drew.
Dan?
I'm going Drew Aller. I'm going to say what Beanie didn't want to say. I'm going to go with the quarterback that can turn and hand the ball off to Nick Singleton and Katron Allen. Because at the end of the day, that is where this Penn State offense, this is where they're good. We're going to get into that later. But again, I know Drew Aller, he is the better quarterback right now than Nico Iamaleava. But I have a problem with quarterbacks that can't get it done in the big moment. I have a severe problem with that because you get me up in the lower games, you make me think, oh, I got it. Right. He's got it. He's figured it out. But in the big game, then I'm leaving like, he don't got it. He don't got it. So you know what? Hand that thing off.
All right, two very good quarterbacks, though. Drew Aller, the number 1 QB in his 2022 class. Nico Iamaleava, number 2 quarterback in the 2023 class. Let's get to some schedule predictions, and we'll start with Penn State. Beanie, how many games they win in?
Oh, man, this is going to be very tough. You know, at the beginning of the year, if you would have told me that Penn State wouldn't make the college football playoff, I would have said you're crazy. But now I'm trending in that direction of Penn State not making the college football playoff. Obviously, I think they win UCLA. They beat Northwestern. Iowa's going to be a very tough football game for them. At Iowa. It's going to be tough. They've been playing great defense. They lose to Ohio State. And I know initially I said they'll win versus Indiana, but I'm changing my mind. I love Fernando Mendoza and Kirksey. They did what they've been doing. Indiana beats Penn State. Wow. Penn State goes on to win in the West, but they are left out of the Big Ten championship, out of the college football playoff.
I love when we have the whole graphic ready to go, and then Beanie goes, pay no attention to what's happening in this wall over here. So we got no, and we have a loss to Indiana. How about Notre Dame? Already taken 2 losses. Did they win out?
Let's bring up the schedule. This is what frustrates me about Notre Dame, right? Because you go out and you put up 2 stinkers to start the season, and then you look at this schedule that you've created. Now, where do you guys see a ranked team anywhere on here? Nowhere. I'm looking for one. Nowhere. Rank. No ranked teams left on their schedule. So they should win out. The only one that I will question is USC because of the play of Jaden Maiava. Lincoln Riley is starting to get something going. We saw them take a loss last week, but they can creep up on this Notre Dame team. Defensively, they're not great right now, but ultimately, I think they win out. I think they finish 10-2, but do they make the college football playoff? No. Why? Because what I just said, there is no ranked opponent. And what did the college football playoff committee say? They're going to take strength of schedule, strength of wins. That is going to be some of their most important criteria right now. It doesn't look like Notre Dame is going to get that in the second half of their season. They are left out of the college football playoffs.
Yeah, all they've got going for them right now is getting some style points against
and the fact that they did it last year. That's the only hope they're hanging on to.
Well, speaking of what happened last year, Miami won 9 straight games before losing 2 of their last 3. So what do you have them doing here in 2025? Beanie?
You know what? I got Miami losing 1 game. That one game happens to be today versus Florida State. Tommy Castellanos, Gavin Sawchuk, they're going to get it done in this football game. And I think they take care of the football, too. I love what Carson Beck has been able to do this year. I love what Ruben Bain brings to that defense, one of the leading players on the defensive side for the Hurricanes. But Mario Cristobal in big games, that is the biggest question mark right there. If he can get his team to deliver and come through, I just don't think it happens today.
We're getting everybody's picks for that game at the end of the show, and we made Beanie give it up for us early, so we don't have to wait for that.
But they do still get into the college football playoff.
Okay, yes, at 11-1. Alabama. We had some slip-ups down the stretch last year, but Damian, you're feeling good about your tie.
Hey, what they say, everybody get your roll on, because Alabama's got a win. They finish the season 11-1. They make the college football playoffs, and I'll tell you why. They're going to take care of business today. This is the biggest game, in my opinion, left on this Alabama schedule. You just walked into Athens on a night game in a blackout. You dethroned Kirby Smart and Georgia and Gunnar Stockton. Now, what is the next step? We saw it last year. They beat Georgia, and then who did they lose to? Diego Pavia and Vandy. If you can just come out with the same level of execution, if you can get Ryan Williams to not just show up against Wisconsin, show up like that every single week, starting today, this is going to be a win, and then after that, you don't look back. Then you just become a train that's on the tracks, and you just hope that the people get out of the way because they cannot stop you, because you are headed to the college football playoffs for the first time in Kalen DeBoer's career at the University of Alabama.
Dave, that's a lot of top-tier quarterbacks they got to go
They do?
Yeah.
They do? That's okay. Okay, but hold on, wait. Hold on. Let's break this down. Let's break this down now, right? Now, Tennessee, we saw what they did against Georgia, right? Joey Aguilar, he looked great. They could not get it done. Kicking was an issue. We got to take that into account. Then you want to go to Oklahoma. Well, guess what?
They lost that game last year.
They did, but guess what? Oklahoma has lost John Napier for a part of the season, so we do not know what he will look like when he returns. Then, I don't even want to talk about that Auburn game. Let's go to LSU, right? We want to talk about LSU. I'm going to say exactly what I said last week. This LSU defense is fraudulent. Whit Weeks, he's a great player. They have great players, but as a unit, they are fraudulent. Garrett Nussmeier has been banged up. He has not looked like that first-round quarterback that we all thought he was going to turn into. They cannot protect Garrett Nussmeier. The receivers are not reliable at all times. So, yes, they do play good quarterbacks. They're going to play a Missouri team in Missouri. That's going to be another good test. But at the end of the day, if Alabama takes care of Vandy, like I said, they become a train that's on the tracks, and you just pray that you are not in the way.
You can always count on us to be impartial here when talking about the Alabama Crimson Tide. David Harris, thank you so much. We got much more coming up on this show as we get you ready for Miami, Florida State. A Canes legend joining us, Hall of Famer Michael Irvin will give us his take on his beloved Hurricanes. And some injury updates on this college football Saturday. Texas may be missing some pieces on offense. We got the details for you. That's coming up.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City High. Superb finish. Oh, that's it. Mix up.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that touchdown.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount+.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount+. All
right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount+.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Back here on HQ, it's another huge night in the UFC with Magomed Ankalaev and Alex Pereira in the octagon tonight for Ankalaev's light heavyweight title. These two fought back in March with Ankalaev winning by unanimous decision. He is now on a 14-fight unbeaten streak. So for more, let's turn it over to our Danny Brasco with his pick for the main event.
I'm going with Magomed Ankalaev minus 5.5 in the spread market. To cash this bet, he would either need to put Pereira away or win a dominant decision, and I think he can do that. I see this sequel going worse for Pereira than the first one. I think Ankalaev really shut his game down, not only with the threat of the grappling, but also with that southpaw boxing. It really took away the outside low kick and the left hook for Pereira, which are two of his best weapons. I think that Ankalaev can get off that boxing even more in this second fight, and the sequels recently have not gone well for the challenger. Think back to Alexander Volkanovski versus Islam Makhachev. After a close first fight, a very poor head kick loss in the second one. Think back to Sean Strickland versus Dricus du Plessis. Split decision win for du Plessis in the first one and a dominant performance in the second one. I really think a similar outcome is likely to happen for Pereira and Ankalaev. So give me Ankalaev to dominate this fight and cover the spread.
Let's get you your injury report on this Week 6 college football Saturday, starting with the Big Ten on CBS, where Penn State is going to be without one of their leading tacklers today in linebacker Tony Rojas. Rojas is expected to miss an extended period of time with an undisclosed injury. The Nittany Lions are trying to bounce back from last week's devastating loss to Oregon. They'll kick off at 3:30 Eastern at the Rose Bowl against UCLA, only on CBS and Paramount Plus. To the SEC, where Texas running back Quintravian Wisner is officially probable to play today against Florida. Wisner hasn't played since the Horns' Week 1 loss to Ohio State. They're listing fellow tailback CJ Baxter as out. He is set to miss a second straight contest. That game kicks at 3:30. Elsewhere, there's no John Napier today for Oklahoma in their game against Kent State. Napier had surgery 2 weeks ago to repair a broken bone in his throwing hand. It will be Michael Hawkins Jr. under center this week for the Sooners, who have a huge game coming up next week against Texas. While over at LSU, their quarterback Garrett Nussmeier is also taking it easy this week. That's because the Tigers are on a bye. Brian Kelly said this week that Nussmeier has been dealing with an ab strain. The Tigers are back in action next week against South Carolina. Some other injuries that we are monitoring heading into today's action. Big game in the Big 12 today between Iowa State and Cincinnati. Bearcats star Dante Corleone is expected to be a game-time decision today. And the Cyclones, they got some bad news this week, losing both of their starting quarterbacks for the season to a couple of knee injuries. And it's a must-win game for TCU tonight against Colorado. They'll have to do it without star running back Kavorian Barnes, who is listed as probable. Coming up next, your team, they might not win the game today, but don't worry, your picks can still be victorious. And for that, we bring in some help coming up here on CBS Sports HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman. New season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City Eye. Superb finish. Mix of it.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
College football pregame continues, and thanks to our partners over at Sportsline, we got some score projections, and they have Texas covering, UCLA covering, Miami covering the spread. Some people might have something to say about that in just a bit. But first, let's head over to Mackenzie and Mikey for some best bets. And Mikey, I know you've been staying up all night long thinking about this today.
All night long. Actually, in my dream I was just talking about, I was a quarterback, got benched in the big game, but we won, and I chose to celebrate with my team. So I'm a teammate guy.
Oh, so you're a company man. That's
Company,
what I'm hearing.
yes, company man.
All right, we got 4 best bets for the Week 6 slate. Rumors are we're actually undefeated on the season.
Undefeated.
Yeah, that's what they've been saying.
Haven't missed yet.
I'm going to start with you.
Yes, please. I would love.
Some sneaky underdog potential in this game here. We're going to Washington, traveling all the way to Maryland. What do we got?
Give me that over. This is the over of destiny. 2 of my favorite quarterbacks in college football. Damon Williams and Malik Washington. I think Malik Washington could potentially start a little Heisman campaign depending on how this game goes. And I think there's going to be points all over the place after Washington just got skunked in their last game.
They're banged up. Like
Banged
that
up.
Washington defense banged up. Going all the way to the East Coast, going to be tough. I like it. I like the points as always. I'm going to go with a little over myself. Going Alabama team total.
Wow.
Over 34.5. You want to stay under that 35 number here, but they did even score 35 in their loss to Vanderbilt last year. And you see Vandy let 35 points to a team like Utah State. Like, I do think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I like that we're going team total instead of Alabama covering because that's a really big spread, and this allows them to maybe have a close game but still come out with a winner here. Let's stick in the SEC because it just means more.
It means more.
Take me to another underdog in the SEC.
Yeah, this is a hands-on-the-table, zero-knowledge play where I'm just going to tell you right now, this is just my wagon. It's too many points. It's too many points.
Yeah.
I think this is an overreaction to A&M and an underreaction to how good Mississippi State has been this year, undefeated against the spread. 15.5 points in my pocket with Blake Shapen and Fluff Bothwell. Give me Mississippi State plus 15.5. It's just too many points. Sometimes you got to look in the mirror and go, that's too many points.
If I was mean, I'd say, when do we bring knowledge to the table?
Right.
But I'm not mean.
Yeah,
I'm a nice coworker.
This is just hands on the table, too many points.
Okay. Too many points, hands on the table. I'm going to go with not enough points, Texas, minus the 6.5. Uh-oh. Here's the situation. We don't talk about this defense enough, okay? Your one loss is to the best team in the country. It's not that deep. You allowed them to 14 points. And they basically had the game in their hand and they blew it. So I think we overreact a little bit to week 1 of the season. And Arch Manning, do I think he's the best thing since sliced spread? Do I think he's lived up to everything he should be? No. Am I asking this defense to perform against this abysmal Florida offense? I am, Emily. So curious what you guys have to say about that.
No one wants to hear what I think, Mackenzie, because I want to hear what our Knoll boys think, and we are going out live to Tallahassee coming up in just a little bit. I'm looking forward to seeing what the atmosphere is like because, man, it's a lot to live up to from what we saw back in week 1. We've got Danny Kanell and Bryant McFadden joining us live from Tallahassee. You are watching college football pregame here on CBS Sports HQ. Take those final sips of coffee, Danny.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City High. Superb finish. Pull inside. Mix up.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that touchdown.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount+.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount+.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount+.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount+.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount+.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
Welcome into Hour 2 of College Football Pregame. We are sponsored by FanDuel, and I'm calling it a little mini rivalry Saturday because there are a lot of grudge matches and a lot of trophies on the line, like this one between Purdue and number 22 Illinois. The Big Ten foes first met in 1890 and play each other for the Cannon Trophy. Purdue has won 7 of the last 9, but the Fighting Illini got the win last year in a wild 50-49 OT victory. Up in Annapolis, Maryland, the first leg of the Commander-in-Chief Trophy kicks off in about 2 hours when Navy hosts Air Force. That game on CBS. And for those looking to place a wager on this one, a reminder that Service Academy unders are one of the few things that we can truly count on in this world. A little less automatic in this matchup in particular, but still more likely than not. We cannot talk rivalries without talking about what's going down in Tallahassee tonight. Number 3 Miami, number 18 Florida State. The first ranked matchup in this rivalry in nearly a decade. How else are we supposed to talk about this game than by bringing in some of our friends? You guys are fully capable of talking about this game.
But we don't have the resume.
We want to do it as a
We don't have the
family.
resume.
We do it the resume. You got your shot in week 1 talking about Alabama and Florida State, but Miami is coming to town in Tallahassee, and we're going out live to our friends Danny Kanell and Bryant McFadden. Just trust me, they're here, guys. There they are. There's DK and BMAC. Guys, what's the scene like there in Tallahassee ahead of this big one?
Man, it's electric, man. This is what college football is about. You can hear from my voice. It's about going already. And this Saturday morning, man, people are fired up literally to our right. There's a football field line of folks trying to get into the nearest social bar to have some cocktails. I think it's cocktail hour, right?
Oh, yeah.
Clearly,
it's always
lunch hour to kind of get geared up for this big ball game. But to your point, when you talk about having Miami, Florida State being ranked once again as they get a chance to kick off against each other, this is what we grew up on, Danny. And once upon a time, this game was the deciding factor on who would get an opportunity to play for the national championship. And I love the direction that both programs are currently going in, because if you're from the state of Florida, if you're a fan of college football, you only remember Miami and Florida State being relevant, and it's great for them to be in both positions currently.
It's so good. We're here. I might have lost my voice a little bit too. Last night, we are in the heart of College Town, which is just, you can see the stadium back in the distance. There's a ton of restaurants and bars. Last night, this place was wall-to-wall people. But my favorite thing about Tallahassee on a rivalry weekend, it's almost like a buzz that's in the air, and electricity. Everyone is talking about the game. You're at the hotel, you're at the coffee shop, you're at the restaurant. Everybody's like, hey, do you think we have a chance? Like, how are we feeling? Definitely a little bit more nervous after what happened last week against Virginia, but it's just the vibes are here, and it gives me goosebumps just talking about it, because I know those players, they're noticing it too. You're just a little bit more dialed in this week because of what's at stake, and so I cannot wait to see it unfold. It's going to be an electric atmosphere tonight, 7:30. It's just all kind of a build-up to a crescendo tonight.
Well, listen, you guys are talking a lot about the atmosphere, and we got a taste of it, week one, and obviously I didn't like that taste. But with this being a rivalry game, with Florida State and Miami both being ranked, explain what the atmosphere is going to be like at kickoff for Mario Cristobal, Carson Beck, and company. What are they going to have to deal with in Doak Campbell Stadium tonight?
I think, to me, this is one of the most significant factors in the game if Florida State wants to win it, because you mentioned Carson Beck and that offensive line, which have been outstanding. Well, guess where they've played every game so far this season? At home in Hard Rock. So now they've got to go on the road. And two things to note. One, the offensive line has already struggled with false starts, and that's when they can hear things. Now they've got to go do it and operate with the crowd noise. That makes things that much tougher. Use a silent count. It's a little bit easier for the defense to have that edge to get off the football. The other thing is Carson Beck on the road has struggled. You go back to last year when his interceptions were up significantly higher than his touchdowns. Where did those take place? On the road. So that, for me, is something to keep an eye out for Carson Beck. How is he impacted by the environment operating at the line of scrimmage? And is he careful with the football? Because on the road, he's been a little bit loose.
Damian, a few weeks ago, you were here with us as Florida State got ready to play against Alabama. And you were inside the stadium, and you talked about how hostile it was, how loud it was. And you, my friend, you played in a lot of big atmospheres, especially in the SEC. And you came away saying this was the second most electric atmosphere behind playing Baton Rouge.
I thought he said first.
I think he said
one or two.
It was either 1A or 1B. But to your point, just imagine what you witnessed against Alabama times 3. Because of the significance of this rivalry, the history. So Florida State, they have to utilize that to their advantage, similar to what they did against Alabama, because momentum is a funny thing. You cannot see it, but regardless of where you are in the stadium or in your living room, you can feel it. And you, my friend, you felt that momentum shifting in favor of Florida State, and they utilized that same boost to be able to beat Alabama, and they need to do the same thing, which is why getting off to a fast start is very, very important, because then you get the fans heavily involved.
Hey, fellas, I got to check the temperature, though, here real quick. Obviously, we know Florida State came off that tough, emotional loss last week. Is there any concern of a hangover from that loss dipping into this football game? Or do you think it's all behind them and they're ready to move forward and take it on?
No, not Benny. The thing about Florida State, granted, it was a disappointing loss for all of us in terms of the ones that love Florida State. But I felt like that was a trap game, because they were at home, taking care of the teams they're supposed to in a fashion in which they're supposed to, and then you go on the road against an ACC foe on a weird night. It was almost like they were sleeping at the wheel. And I had opportunity to talk to the guys, and I said, I'm going to keep it real. Y'all drunk some of that perfume. You drunk the perfume. When you look at how they started the ball game, lackadaisical, getting off to a slow start. You played with your food. In the game of football, when you play with your food, someone is going to take that plate away from you. And that's what Virginia did. So then, when you get punched in the face as a competitor, the game of football gives you an opportunity to correct your wrongs. You have to correct your wrong today. And I expect to see a team with a sense of urgency, playing fast, playing smart, playing harder for longer, because they know they have no room for error in terms of playoff hopes, and that's why this game is so important.
Yeah, so first of all, the hangover effect, I do think it's real, but they had an extra day. That was Friday night. Miami does have a bye week, though, so they've had more time. But I almost feel like if you can spin this to be a positive thing, you say that loss has this team even angrier than they would have been. Because if this was a matchup of two top 10s or even two top 5s potentially, everybody's raving about both teams. Everybody's telling you how good you are. Instead, Florida State's being questioned again, just like they were against Alabama. Oh, do they have a chance? You know, is this team a fraud? Are they not for real? And those questions are valid based on what we saw Friday night. So now I feel like Florida State, having heard all of that all week long, maybe it motivates them a little bit additionally. They don't need any extra motivation for this game, but it does have them a little bit more dialed in. And Tommy Castellanos even talked about this. He thought they took them a little bit lightly, but they were going to take what they learned from that loss and apply it to this game tonight, which I do think is of the utmost importance if they want to win this thing.
Two things they're looking for, B-Mac, right? See it on your shirt.
No question.
No question. We love it. There's another big game just down the road from you guys. We've got Texas and Florida. And taking a look at these offenses, I want to play a little game of, is this Texas, Florida, or Iowa? Danny, 99th in points per game this season. Who is it?
What was the question again? One more time?
Texas, Florida, or Iowa, 99th in points per game this season.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. First of all, no slight to Iowa, but anytime you're in an offensive stat category with Iowa,
it's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing. I'll go, you said 99th or 98th?
99th.
This ain't rocket
I think it's
science.
Florida.
I think Florida's in the hundreds. Florida might be in the hundreds. I'll go Texas.
Okay, well then you're going to be surprised and positive to learn that it is Florida. So they're not in the hundreds. What's your response to that, B-Mac? Better than you thought?
I'm sorry. That's better than I thought. I'm sorry. Florida.
It's still pretty bad.
It sounds to me like Florida's looking for help.
Yeah, I wish we could say no disrespect to Iowa, but I think that's kind of the point of this segment here. Right. Is this Texas, Florida, or Iowa 102nd in third down conversions? I know I asked the last question to Danny, but B-Mac answered it. So, Danny, let's go back to you. What do you think?
So I'll say it's Texas. I know both of these teams have been really bad, but if I recall, now this might have been before their game against Sam Houston, but they were like 12 of 42 on third down. It was atrocious towards the bottom of the SEC. Is it Texas?
It is the Longhorns. Look at you guys. 1-1. Let's break the tie here with the third question. Texas, Florida, or Iowa? B-Mac, 116th in total yards per game.
Oof.
The perplexed look on his face.
Florida could run the football pretty well. They just haven't been consistent. I'm going to go Florida.
Florida? Okay. You are correct. It is Florida. Look at you guys. Winning record in this fun game. This is fun for everybody except for Iowa fans. So this graphic, I love it. Wait, is this bad? It's not great when you're being compared to an Iowa offense, and it's definitely not great if that Iowa offense is better than you in some of these categories. But I'm curious from a quarterback's perspective, guys, because obviously the big conversation in this one is two highly ranked QBs, both #1 in their class, but not living up to that hype. Danny, how much of this should be on Steve Sarkisian to not have a guy like Arch Manning ready for this season?
So, Emma, that's a good question. I think 20% of it should be on Sark, because when I watch the film, I see plays that are there to be made with Arch Manning. And so I'll put 80% of it, maybe 70% on him, 10% on the teammates, because maybe there's been a drop or a missed tackle or a missed block here or there. But a lot of these issues for Texas offense have been on Arch Manning. He's had opportunities to make plays, and that's why I asked after the San Jose State game, this is purely mental. Was there something going on upstairs, which I really do think it was a crisis of confidence for Arch Manning. And one of the reasons you saw him it was so over the top, the emotion he was playing with. Remember, he was pushing Sark and he's standing over the Sam Houston defender. It was almost like he was trying to be something and trying to will himself into this confidence so that his play actually backed it up. And he actually had his best game against Sam Houston. What I want to know is, does that work in Gainesville on the road against an SEC defense that actually is playing pretty good? Because you can't fake it against Florida today. So Arch Manning, I think a lot of it falls on his shoulder. He needs to step up big.
Danny, BMAC, we appreciate you joining us here. Hopefully we warmed up the voice a little bit. I'm sure you guys had some fun last night.
Boys, go grab some tea.
We'll check in with you in just a little bit. Coming up, we have a pretty heavy Florida State presence on this show, as you just saw. So we need to balance it out. How about Hurricane superfan and NFL Hall of Famer Michael Irvin is with us in just a bit. And speaking of NFL Hall of Famers, a future one is coaching in the ACC today. That still sounds kind of strange to say. So does this. Is Bill Belichick in trouble? We discuss.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No. That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City Eye. Superb finish.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
Let's go save the universe.
Now that's more like it.
Are you ready to laugh
Nailed it.
till you turn blue?
Oh, no.
That got weird. Smurfs. Rated PG. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Back here on College Football Pregame, and lucky you, we have a double header on CBS today. It's the first leg of the Commander-in-Chief's Trophy between Air Force and Navy. That kicks off at noon today on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Let's welcome in Tiffany Blackman, who was on the sideline for this game. And Tiff, you've been speaking with players and coaches ahead of this one. Why is this game different than other games on the calendar? There's a little bit more juice, right?
Yeah, I'd say there's a lot more juice, Emily. It's a CIC game, and it doesn't get any bigger than this for both of these teams. And in our meetings this week, we've got a real sense of just why this game is so important. So to let you know that both of these programs, 75% of their offseason is spent prepping for CIC games. And that's because, as Eli Heidenreich, Navy's Swiss Army knife, told us, these games are so intense and just so physical. He said you end up walking a little differently after them. And then on the Air Force side, their defensive lineman, Peyton Zadroik, well, he told us this is like their Super Bowl, that it doesn't matter what the records is for both of these teams. You throw that all out because everyone's going to be bringing it in a matchup like this. And by the way, we have the perfect day for it. Looks like it's about 75 degrees and sunny. Can't really beat this.
Oh, it does look absolutely stunning. And anytime we see a Commander-in-Chief's Trophy game, we typically see the under, right? But these teams, these offenses, they're passing the ball a little bit this year. What can we expect on the offensive side of the ball?
Yeah, it is a little bit different. When you think about these kind of matchups, you're always thinking about the ground game, but these two teams are both getting it done in the air, with Navy being first and then Air Force being second in pass yard attempts per game in the FBS. So that is quite different than what we're used to seeing for both of these teams. And then you really got to look at both of their quarterbacks and how they're contributing just overall, not just in the pass game, but also in the ground game as well. Of course, on the Navy side, you've got Blake Horvath, who brings the experience. And then on Air Force side, you've got Liam Sarka, who is making just his second start after getting his first start last week, and he was just terrific. He set a school record for total yards in a game. And then you look at Horvath, who comes into this now with now having Cronick, again, Drew Cronick, their offensive coordinator, for the second year of a row. He's feeling so much more comfortable in this offense. And so it should be, we would think, the scoreboard would be lighting up in this one, with both teams averaging around 38 points per game this season.
Looking forward to it. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy the game. You can catch Tiffany Blackman on the sidelines at noon on CBS. And guys, this is a service academy game, which typically we don't talk about the college football playoff implications when it comes to this, but Navy comes into this game undefeated. So how should they be feeling about their CFP chances, Beanie?
They should feel ultra confident. When you talk about, Brian Newberry and his teams, they're always going to be tough. They're going to be physical. And Blake Horvath leading the charge of this football team, this team has a real shot at winning their conference and being that group of 5 team to get into the college football playoff. I like their chances. I love the playmakers they have. We talk about Eli Heidenreich, the Swiss Army knife. And then, we can't forget about Alex Texa, their running back, their do-it-all running back. They have some grinders on this football team. I cover the Army-Navy game every year, so I'm always out there. So I always love to see service academies have an opportunity to be nationally relevant with the other guys in college football.
Yeah, I think your hopes have to be high. And I look at Blake Horvath and the way that he's playing. I mean, he's looking at a second straight year with 1,200 rushing yards and 1,300 passing yards. And you think, oh, well, that's not great for a quarterback. But for a service academy quarterback, it absolutely is. And Blake Horvath has made a name for himself as being one of the toughest, most dependable players in all of college football. Almost the Haynes King, if you will, of the service academy team. Yeah, you like that? Give me some on that. Give me some on that. But again, if you're Navy, you have to be super confident, especially going into this game, because I know I just talked about how bad North Carolina's defense was. Well, Air Force might be the only team in the country that is worse. They're giving up almost 40 points a game. So again, it's about taking it one game at a time. If Navy does that, if Blake Horvath plays his game, gets the ball to his playmakers, they play good sound fundamental football. Words are hard. They'll be great against Air Force, and they will look to enter that college football playoff.
Yeah, it'll be a tough road ahead, though, in the American. There's a lot of really strong teams in that conference. Guys, let's play a little game. We're calling it Well. These are things that maybe we didn't expect, did expect. A little victory lap going here.
Look at that old helmet right there.
I know. Do we recognize anybody on
You can't
this
even wear
graphic?
that old helmet no more.
I just thank God for braces
I love
because my
it.
teeth and collars were a little bit all over the place.
Shout out to the orthodontists out there. Beanie, you want to start with your Buckeyes saying, well.
Yeah, well. There was so much talk of, if this Ohio State football team would be good. They lose 14 guys to the NFL draft, but specifically on the defensive side, they lose JTT, Jack Sawyer, so many guys, Tyleek on the defensive line that were so dominant for so many years. What did they do? Go out and get one of the best defensive coaches in college football. Well, at the time in pro football, brought into college, and Matt Patricia, he's been head and shoulders better, in my opinion, than what we had last year in Jim Knowles. And then on the defensive line, we have Caden Curry replacing JTD. We got Kenyatta Jackson, Caden McDaniel. Those guys have been so dominant along the defensive front. And I'm not even talking about the back end of this defense with Arville Reese, Caleb Downs, two of the best defensive players in college football. Well. I knew Ohio State's defense would do nothing but reload, and that's absolutely what they did. Caden Curry's been on this roster for, 3-4 years now, and people at the beginning of the year was like, man, who is this guy? Who's going to be our next go-to pass rusher? Well, all he's done was develop. Not wait his time there, but develop while he was waiting his time and get an opportunity to play, and now we see him right now be successful.
Well.
Number one defense in the country, just like our Beanie Wells predicted. Oh, I just made that connection. Well.
Really, bro? Just now? Bro.
Apologies.
We almost need a commercial
We need to
break
move on. Okay, let's talk about North Carolina because it takes we're absolutely flying in the offseason when it comes to UNC. What's your well?
Well, North Carolina is not going to the college football playoffs.
What?
And, coming into this year, there was a lot of expectation. A lot of our peers in the media said, well, the NFL and college football are more parallel now than they've ever been. And then you take the greatest NFL head coach of all time and you implement him into the college football landscape. Of course he's going to have success. Of course he's going to bring the NFL mindset, the roster management, the GM, if you will, the operational people. Of course this is going to be a successful team. Well, guess what? They are not. And I will not just say this about Bill Belichick. I will say this to the people listening at home. College football could not be further from the NFL right now. In terms of what Beanie Wells said earlier, you cannot just go out and choose free agents and bring 70 players into a roster in one offseason and expect them to come together as a team and play on the same accord and have the same level of fundamentals and expectation of execution. You can't do that just because you have a name and a brand. We saw the stardom that he brought out for the season opener. We saw all the big names, the Michael Jordans, Julius Peppers, Lawrence Taylor was there, Roy Williams, the basketball coach, was there. Yeah, you've got the brand, but what about the product on the field? What about the production? What about the execution? What about the fundamentals that I know, because I heard it, Bill Belichick does nothing but preach. We haven't seen that on the field. So again, for all those people out there listening saying, wow, college football is just like the NFL. Like, these kids are starting to see what they're going to get once they get to the pro level in college. It could not be more untrue. The principles, the governing body, you just can't do things in college the way that you do in the NFL. And I knew that I could smell it coming from a mile away, not because it's Bill Belichick, but just because the way he was doing things operationally, I didn't think that coincided with what success looks like in college football. So, well, North Carolina is not going to the college football playoff.
In the words of the great B-Mac, I drank the perfume.
I
drank the perfume of North Carolina. I thought they would be in the college football
Especially with their
playoff.
schedule this year, too. And the whole point of bringing in a new coach was to be better than the old coach. And that is still
I drank it, man. I'm sorry.
left to be seen. All right. Well, Beanie Wells. Carson Beck, what are we learning about him?
Oh, he still has the juice in the tank. The juice is worth the squeeze down there. What's the name of the stadium it used to be? The Orange Bowl? The Orange Bowl. Yeah. The juice was worth the squeeze, most certainly with Carson Beck. And the way that he's been dominating this year and getting back on track. I know last year everybody anticipated him to go out and play like the number 1 overall pick for Georgia and thought that he would be a guy going on to the draft and in New York probably winning the Heisman Trophy last season, but it didn't go as planned. He stunk it up last year. And I think it was due in part to being in an environment to where, the offensive coordinator, they didn't necessarily have the weapons to push the ball downfield. They weren't gelling cohesively. He goes on to find greener pastures. in Miami, Florida, and he's lighting it up, putting that team in a position to be better than they were last year with Cam Ward, the #1 overall pick and a Heisman Trophy winner. And they are able to play complementary football. They're able to run the ball. They're able to play great defense. This is a team that's going to be reckoned with, and it's all because of Carson Beck.
I agree with you 100%. Carson Beck can still play some football now, and at a level to where he looks like the best quarterback in college football, which is what we thought last year. Maybe sometimes you just need maybe the grass is greener on the other side sometimes. Everybody always talk about, oh, the grass. You'll find out the grass ain't green. Well, maybe sometimes it is. I've learned that Miami got a lot of fake grass, so it definitely looks a lot greener than the real grass. But to your point, Beanie, Carson Beck is seeing the field at a level that we're not seeing from a lot of college quarterbacks right now, especially when we see the standard of what college quarterback play is, it's starting to diminish a little bit. We're seeing that across the board. Carson Beck has been consistent. He has delivered. He's done the short intermediate passes to get in a rhythm. He's hit the big explosives down the field. He's doing everything, absolutely everything he can for this Miami offense, and the team is responding well around him. The only thing I fear, again, for Carson Beck and this Miami team is Mario Cristobal screwing the pooch in a game like today when it's like it just doesn't need to happen. Like this, out of the most recent Miami teams to look at and say, this could be their year. This is the one. They've improved defensively. They look better on offense than they did with the Heisman Trophy winner, the #1 pick in Cam Ward. They have all of the tools, especially to make it through the ACC. Mario Cristobal, don't mess this up for you guys. Don't mess it up for him, please. Don't mess it up for him.
Well, we'll find out tonight when Miami takes on Florida State in Tallahassee. Speaking of Carson Beck, another week, another Heisman favorite. Is anybody going to separate themselves? Maybe this is the week that Beck steps forward. We'll talk about it. It's coming up.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway in this massive clash at City High. Superb finish. Pull it up.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that touchdown.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount+.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount+.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount+.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount+.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount+.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
Here are your headlines on HQ, starting in the WNBA, where the Las Vegas Aces took a 1-0 lead in the finals with last night's 89-86 victory over the Phoenix Mercury. A'ja Wilson and Dana Evans had 21 apiece for the Aces, who are trying for their third title in 4 seasons. To the NFL, where the Baltimore Ravens will be without quarterback Lamar Jackson for Sunday's game against the Texans. Jackson injured his hamstring late in last week's loss to the Chiefs. Cooper Rush will get the call for the Ravens this week, with the team off to a 1-3 start. In baseball, the Texas Rangers have hired Skip Shoemaker as their new manager. The 45-year-old replaces Bruce Bochy in the Rangers dugout. Shoemaker spent 2 seasons managing the Marlins. He was the National League Manager of the Year in 2023, leading the team to an improbable run to the playoffs that season. The baseball playoffs resume today. The Cubs and Brewers get things started just after 2 Eastern in Milwaukee, with Cubs manager Craig Counsell taking on his old club. Dodgers superstar Shohei Ohtani will make his postseason pitching debut against the Phillies, and the Blue Jays will be without Bo Bichette for their series against the Yankees, which gets started at 4:08. No later, no earlier, Eastern time. Let's talk a little Heisman watch in this one. We got Diego Pavia and Ty Simpson, 2 Heisman hopefuls when we talk about the leaderboard, which we're about to show you. But obviously, when you're looking at Heisman races, you're looking at Heisman moments, and not a bigger stage for these two tonight. So let's welcome in Mackenzie Brooks to make sense of these numbers. We see Ty Simpson, of course, at plus 950, Diego Pavia down at plus 1700. What sort of opportunity is there for these QBs tonight?
It's so funny because this year specifically, it's really about the field, right? You're not really seeing anybody separate. It feels like there's a flavor of the week, like every single week. And I said it last Saturday too, Ty Simpson, even in a good loss against Georgia, obviously a win too, under the big lights, you're going to shoot up to the top here. Diego Pavia has a very good chance to be the said flavor of the week, right? Sits around 17-1 right now. You could get that closer to 10-1 likely if he even puts up good stats in a close loss here. He is on pace for hitting that stat threshold when you're trying to look to be a top 3 statistical quarterback, I'd say. Obviously, you need the big moments in the season to complement that, but as far as stats, he is on pace. It's just about how good of a loss can this be, or can it be a win? I would buy in now on Pavia.
Also about how good your team is as well. We got to see good teams with a Heisman Trophy-worthy quarterback. I said quarterback, but there are some opportunities for non-QBs to jump into this race. Jeremiah Smith up there at 10-1 odds. How serious should we take his candidacy?
Well, the way that all of these quarterbacks are dancing around and negating each other, that makes me want to take a non-quarterback, right? We saw it last year as well with Travis Hunter. So if you see these guys all start to finish with around the same stats, maybe they all become 9-3, 10-2, that type of situation, that's when a guy like Jeremiah Smith becomes really, really probable. We have him projected for 1,400 yards and 14 receiving touchdowns. That is slightly lower than when you saw Devontae Smith win the Heisman. That's really our only comparison for him right now. Obviously, he has opportunity to go over that threshold. So not only is he dancing around where he probably needs to be to compare to Devontae Smith, but if we see these quarterbacks negate each other, I think it's worth it. I think we have a chance of him falling down farther from 10-1, and that's when I'd buy in on him. Honestly, this year, anybody who's leading in the top 3 in week 6, they just have more to lose than they have to gain.
Well, there's nothing for Dante Moore to lose this week. He is the Heisman favorite and is off. Oregon is on a bye week. A massive game, of course. We've been talking about it all show. We'll continue to. Carson Beck in the spotlight tonight at plus 1,200 going into this game. What kind of value is there before he has the showdown tonight?
We would set this closer to plus 900, so there actually is value right now around plus 1,200. I would take it because we do have Miami winning this game. But again, it's the stats and then it's the season expectations. The season expectations for this team is to go 11-1, 12-0 potentially. So if you're not hitting that season expectation, your stats are only going to matter so much. But yes, he's in that conversation for top 3 quarterback stats of the season. He's leading that conversation, to be honest. But it's about winning some of these marquee matchups, which I do think he wins. So I do think you want to get the 12-1 before that gets shorter than 10-1.
I want to go out to Tallahassee because we have some good question marks and some good feedback that we can get from our guys, Danny Kanell and Bryant McFadden. You see Carson Beck and his career versus ranked teams. Guys, looking at Carson Beck so far this season, Danny, what makes him a Heisman-worthy QB?
This season, it's the fact that he's had big games and big opportunities. You know, the game against Notre Dame, he stepped up, made some really nice throws. USF had big plays in that game, a blowout victory there. 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's kind of positioned himself at the top of the statistics. He does need to have a big game tonight, though, in order for him to actually jump to that leader spot. I loved hearing what Mackenzie was saying about how these quarterbacks have kind of been knocking each other out. There's been a lot of jockeying for position, but this would be a huge opportunity for Carson Beck, because once they get past this slate, and it was going through Notre Dame, Florida, and now Florida State, the rest of their schedule looks like it should be more of a stat padding session for him and a pretty much a cruise control moment towards the ACC championship game. And if you are the guy that brings back Miami to a potential ACC championship and a playoff, that storyline also helps you. So he's got a lot of things going in his direction.
I agree with you, Danny. When you look at Carson Beck, the thing that he does the best for me personally is seeing the football field and being very, very precise with his passes. Completing over 70% of his passes is a phenomenal stat, because that utilizes and shows his accuracy and how consistent he's been. The one issue when you talk about this Heisman conversation for Carson Beck, the last 2 ball games, he's kind of tailed off a little bit. Against South Florida, against Florida, he's thrown 3 interceptions. 3 interceptions. If you remember his last outing against Florida, they didn't win that ball game because of what Carson Beck did. It was more about their running game and their defense. This would potentially be their only ranked road matchup tonight against Florida State. And when you talk about being in the thick of things in that Heisman conversation, we want to see what you do on the road against a ranked foe on a primetime stage, because we always utilize this. What was the Heisman moment? What was the Heisman moment? When you look at their schedule, to your point, this could be the last opportunity for Carson Beck to have that Heisman moment where this could jumpstart his campaign to be one of the best guys in that category.
And when we're looking at Heisman, it is an individual award, but obviously you look good if there are good guys around you. So, Danny, what is it about this offense that gives Carson Beck an opportunity to put himself in the Heisman race?
It all starts with the offensive line. And B-Mac mentioned how he was seeing the field so well and being incredibly accurate. He's had all day to throw in the pocket. I mean, he can sit back there, and he does get rid of it quickly, too. So I'm not just diminishing what they've been doing. And the skill positions, they have had better skill than anyone thought coming into this season. They lost their top 6 pass catchers from last season, and they'd have guys step up all over the board. So it is absolutely a team award, and as a quarterback, you're only as good as those around you. But I do think the most critical thing has been the offensive line and the run game and Mark Fletcher, so that a lot of their third down situations have been 3rd and 4 to 6. You know, they're very manageable situations, or even less. And I think that's been a huge reason they've been so efficient and so effective this season.
And when you think about looking at Carson Beck season so far, the one game where he was a bit up and down was that last outing against Florida. Why? Florida got after him. They made things difficult and uncomfortable for him, and he wasn't seeing the football field as well as he was prior to that Florida ball game. So in tonight's matchup, seeing how bad the defensive unit looked for Florida State, the front that is, you better believe they're going to find ways to try to put Carson Beck in uncomfortable positions. What will he do in terms of answering that call? Because against Florida, like I said, they beat Florida, but it wasn't because of Carson Beck. The running game and the defense showed up. Carson Beck will have to make timely plays in this matchup against Florida State, and those are the things that you expect to see him do when you talk about being one of the front runners for the Heisman.
Thank you both so much. Certainly a challenge for Carson Beck on the road tonight, but with challenge comes opportunity. We'll go back out to Tallahassee in just a little bit, but a reminder of what happened yesterday. If you missed out, you joined the Cover 3 podcast in town, out in Tallahassee, a live show. They got fans involved. Looked like a whole lot of fun. If you want to watch that show, if you missed it, you can scan the QR code. I wouldn't say watch right now, because you should be watching us right now, but maybe after the show, a little reminder of the fun that they had. And don't forget, they will have you covered at 11:30 tonight with a recap show. The Nittany Lions bringing their 2-headed monster backfield to LA. What makes the duo so dominant? Our resident running backs have you covered with a film breakdown coming up.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
Needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League. Every goal, every game. Live on Paramount Plus.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman. New season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City. Superb finish.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park. All seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King. New season now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think?
Tonight's the night. Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King. New season now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's big time on CBS. Penn State at UCLA in the historic Rose Bowl. Neither team enters this game in a good mood necessarily. So what happens when they meet today at 3:30? Our crew of Gary Danielson, Brad Nessler, and Jenny Dell help us get ready for this one.
Well, it should be a fun one today on CBS. We have Penn State coming off a tough loss against Oregon. UCLA looking for a win this season. I want to start with this Penn State squad. You know, coming off that loss last week, they said they have a 24-hour rule where they're going to just flush what happened against Oregon. Get ready for this. You're shaking your head. Why?
Well, I'm glad they do have a 24-hour. I don't think the fan base for Penn State gave them 2 hours before they were calling the radio shows. Penn State's in the same spot they were a year ago. I mean, the fans expect this team, the way it's rebuilt, the way it's built, to go all the way to the championship game. That's the standard they set through this season.
You know, we had them earlier in the year, and we thought some of the holes that they needed filling were being filled by the wide receiver core and that. I think they really miss Tyler Warren. I don't think their offense works right now without him the same way it did a year ago, and I think that's showing up now. And I think there's deficiencies all across the board. Katron Allen and Nick Singleton aren't as good as they were last year, and their offense isn't clicking that well.
Yeah, and the question is, who misses Tyler Warren the most? Is it Andy Koldenicki, who was used to going to him when he needed him, and how he transitions, or Drew Aller?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So that's how they're still growing with this offense.
How are you hoping to see them bounce back this weekend?
I think just play Penn State ball. I think they should a little bit more look to target their receivers in the first half of the game. Though I thought last week in the big game they didn't go to them enough. I think they had 6 targets in the first half. I think to win the big games like they're expected, they're going to need those wide receivers.
UCLA's in turmoil, folks. If you don't know that, you haven't really been paying attention to college football.
Smooth transition.
Yeah,
that was
I mean, that's where we are, and there's some problems here, and they led right up to a couple of days ago. Adding coaches, moving coaches around, firing coaches. It's going to be interesting to see if they can just keep their mind on the game and the task at hand.
Do you think they're able to fix some of those problems? I mean, this is a tough matchup for them to come out in.
You're asking me like I've been on a team that lost a lot of games before. Is that what you're trying to say?
Happens.
It has happened. Let's put it that way. You just line it up and you just get in the huddle and you look at your teammates and go, I'm not going to let you down. I don't expect you're going to let me down. And you play football because you love playing football, and that's why they're here for this game.
And we met with Nico and a lot of the players yesterday. Yep. He's a very impressive young man. He's been through quite a bit through the media. What were your biggest takeaways from that conversation?
I think that just he's tried to keep the team together. The coaches, Tim Skipper said basically he's one of the vocal guys out there at practice, and he said, we got to go to work every day, whether we're 0-4 or whether we're 1-4 or whether we're 4-0. And I think the players have kept a pretty good head about themselves just with all the turmoil and all the coaching changes, and I give them a lot of credit because it's not easy being 0-4 and it's not having a bunch of the coaches that you maybe wanted to play for not be here anymore.
What are you hoping to see from Nico?
I just like the way he has kind of set it aside. I mean, that's tough. You go from being a starting quarterback for Tennessee in the playoffs, and now for an 0-4 team, and no matter how many times we asked him questions, he goes, it's about the team. And if the team does well, everything's going to work out for me. I don't worry about me, and I think that's the way he has to look at it.
Well, you can catch it all at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on CBS.
To it, guys. Some pretty good running backs in this one, huh, Damian?
Man, listen, finally, Beanie, I've been begging for this for a long time. We have a segment featuring running backs. We're going to start with the Penn State game. And I would ask Brad, we just heard Brad and Gary talk, are Nick Singleton and Kaytron Allen not playing as well, or is there an identity problem in Penn State where they're not using the running backs as much as they should? Nick Singleton, Kaytron Allen, they are the bread and butter of this Penn State offense. Once we get this tape up, we will show you why. Here, we have Nick Singleton, right? Now, we've got a counter play where we've got two guys pulling. Got the guard and the tackle, right? Now, you look, you see this. A lot of people call this vision, this cutback right here. What that is, we know that's anticipation. He expected for the lineman to make that block. He expected for the safety to fill over top, and then he saw the cutback lane. Now, let's see another one. Now you've got both of the guys in the backfield. Who's getting the ball? Which way is it going? If you're the defense, you have no idea.
Terrified.
So what do? They hand the ball off to Nick Singleton. They send Kaytron on the backside. He's blocking, but look, he takes up two defenders. Now look at look at Nicholas's patience. He finds the hole, he trusts his offensive lineman, and he gets into the end zone. Now this right here is what Penn State needs to get back to. When Drew Aller drops back and throws the football, check it down. Check it down to your running backs. They are your best receivers. They're your best playmakers with the football in their hands. Listen, I don't know if James Franklin and Andy Kotelnicki have forgotten about the two-headed monster that they have in the backfield, but they can do it all. They can do it in the run game, they can do it in the pass game, and most importantly, they can take a lot of the pressure off of Drew Aller because he is succumbing to that pressure right now.
Yeah, your running game is your quarterback's best friend, especially when things are going well. I mean, James Franklin and Andy Kotelnicki, they've been in the game long enough to understand that you can't go away from what works and what got you in a position last year. It was this two-headed monster we were just talking about.
It was. And on top of that, now let's get to your Buckeyes. Yes. Because there's a running back by the name of Bo Jackson, not the Bo Jackson of old, the Bo Jackson of new that is not getting the respect that he deserves.
Yeah, and I'm so glad right now we're at a point where we're talking about him. And I think the offense and the coaching staff there is starting to kind of give him the reins. Look at him here. He runs with this low center of gravity, has great vision. He's always ready to finish runs. The thing I love about Bo Jackson is he reminds me of Ezekiel Elliott. Look at this low center of gravity that he runs with. Make guys miss on a consistent basis. Always looking to finish a run. That's what I love about running back. You gotta finish a run.
We don't go out of bounds. We take people out of bounds.
Absolutely, and this is what he does. The offense is starting to mature right now, and it's all due in part to us leaning on the run game. We got a young quarterback. Yes, Bo Jackson is a freshman, but a young quarterback, you don't want to put him on harm's way, so what do? Run the football. Look at Bo Jackson, make guys miss, falling forward, always getting that yards after contact. You got to love a young running back that can help you out like he can. I think he's going to be special. He's that combination between Ezekiel Elliott and J.K. Dobbins.
Ooh, two all-timers right there again. Finally, we get a running back segment. They're going to do their job today. Emily, thank you so much. Back to you.
You got it, Damien. You've been clamoring for a running back segment for a long time.
I've been begging.
We just needed to bring a little running back buddy in here, and there you guys go. Hey, look at what's happening in the other room. We've got Mackenzie and Mikey cooking up a parlay. Pay for the drinks. Very important here on this college football Saturday. We'll see what they got cooking next.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No, that is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City. Superb finish. Pull it up. Mix it up.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that touchdown.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
We are presented by FanDuel, where every week FanDuel is giving you a 50% profit boost on the biggest college football showdown. That means you can boost your winnings by 50% on the biggest matchup. Download the FanDuel app and bet the big match on campus with a boost right now. Time for our parlay pick. Mikey, how are we paying for the drinks today?
We are paying for it with a 4-team parlay. And what is a Saturday without a parlay? And what's a Saturday without a couple drinks and something to pay for?
I did try to draw a red solo cup, and it looked really, really bad, so I didn't do that.
Did not go well. Here we go. First leg.
All right, first leg, you just got to see one go through the hoop here, okay? Bama, money line. Shout out Damien in the other room. Shout out a 12.5-point spread. Revenge narrative. Am I right?
We need narratives in every single one of these plays.
Correct.
Second narrative, I fade Scott Frost at all costs. Jalen Daniels, give me Kansas money line. Second leg.
Nobody loves Jaden Daniels like Mikey Overs.
Yeah, he's poster in my brain. Not on my walls, in my brain.
Someone I love.
Yes, please.
Not only do I love Notre Dame team total overs, but we're going to switch it up a little bit this time, okay? Stick with me here. Notre Dame first half, hey now, minus 12.5 against Boise State. Listen, they almost cleared 40 points in the first half in their last game. They're playing a Boise State defense who cannot tackle anything.
Get in, get out.
Get in, get out.
This is blink. We already have the leg done.
Blink, blink, leg done, blink, leg done, blink, leg done.
And then round it out. There's only one way to finish a pay for the drinks parlay, and it's with fun 5 words, points. Maryland, Washington over. If this game doesn't go over, I will be in 5 words, shambles. Shambles. Pay for the drinks parlay, 4 legs. We got Alabama money line, just get one through the hoop. Kansas money line, we fade Scott Frost. Notre Dame first half, blink, and it's green. Round it out with some points. Washington, Maryland,
Can I get a little drum roll for our odds? Bang, plus 542. That'll pay for the tab this weekend, Emily.
Love to see it. I was lucky enough to see the attempt of drawing the solo cup, and let me tell you, the parlay you drew up, much better. Go ahead and you can place this and get the plus 542 payout. A reminder, every week FanDuel is giving you a 50% profit boost on the biggest college football showdown. That means you can boost your winnings by 50% on the biggest matchup. So download the FanDuel app and get that boost right now. Before he was a star with the Cowboys, he was a record-setting All-American receiver for the national championship-winning Miami Hurricanes. Michael Irvin joining the show. That is next. Stick with us here on College Football Pregame on CBS Sports HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No. That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here.
Oh man, this is awesome.
The power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City-A. Superb finish. Pull inside. Picks up it.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount+.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount+.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount+.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount+.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
Back here on College Football Pregame presented by FanDuel. We got Beanie Wells, Damian Harris. I'm Emily Proud, and we are getting you ready for a huge matchup You see the two teams behind me here. A lot of state pride on the line when Miami travels to Tallahassee. Miami already taken down South Florida, already taken down Florida, so the Sunshine State Championship on the line. This rivalry, though, has brought us a lot of great moments throughout the years, but how about this photo? We see Danny Kanell there at the bottom, but there's some other legendary figures there. We've got Ray Lewis, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is in this. I'm only assuming if Danny's running down the field that this play did not start very well for Mr. Kanell. But if you want to check out what happened at the end of this play, Danny, you're more than welcome to tell us how this play ended up. But I'm really excited because look at who we have here. Michael Irvin is joining the show.
Make that tackle. Did you want to make that tackle?
He did not get involved on that tackle.
Take it away, Danny.
Oh, Emily, we are having a blast out here, and the show just got that much better because we got the OG, we got the playmaker in the house, Michael Irvin, one of the greatest Miami Hurricanes of all time. And, you know, B-Mac and I were talking earlier, we're kind of pacing ourselves. You know, we lost our voice a little bit last night, so we're, like, starting a little bit slow. He's not starting slow. He's ready to go already. Yes.
Already ready. And I love being out here amongst the enemy like this. I'm wearing my overalls, and you see what that says, Green Tree Made Me. That's what we put all the work in, because we're about to put that work on y'all tail. That's what we tell you.
Hey, Irvin, man, you were talking to me and DK off camera. The last time you were here in Tallahassee was 1995. And our very own Danny Kanell was playing in that game. You had opportunity to talk to the fellas then. But talk about being here today and what does it mean to you?
Well, it's everything. You guys know. And I talked about this on the YouTube channel and stuff, like how I see this, right? Because we're all from Florida, and we all hang around and be around each other. And the schedule has set up so perfectly, and you guys just happen to be the last bit of what I call family business we need to take care of. We have whooped everybody's butt in Florida, except Florida State. And when we finish taking care of y'all tonight, then we're going to turn our attention to the rest of the country.
So I know how it was for me and B-Mac. There's the rivalries, right? You got Florida, and you got Florida State and Miami. For me, for the Gators, I couldn't stand the Gators. They always talk so much trash, and they had zero to back it up. But for Miami, it was a lot more respect because you guys had been there. We were trying to beat you guys at the time. We had 0 natties at the time. Do you think it's similar with the other schools in the state of Florida? Is it where we can all at least agree that we can't stand the Gators?
Well,
we can agree on that, can't we?
In Florida, yeah. I can't agree with you on this. And I'm going to tell you something also, though. And I call it family. Because remember now, I left Miami, Dion left here, Emmett left Florida, and we ended up in Dallas together. Yeah. We used to always talk about that. This is our team. This is the Florida team. So it's family because we're around each other a lot. But it's nothing like these rivalries. And we've had so many great games that were decided by a field goal here or a field goal missed there. And that's what makes it a rivalry.
When you look at your career at Miami, of course, outstanding career, one of the best Hurricanes to ever do it. But in this rivalry, what are some of your fondest memories for you when you were playing there?
Well, to this day.
I had to ask the question.
You know, I know which one it is.
Great setup. Let me tell you, even now to this day, talking about that 73-yarder that we won that I ran in '87, basically win that game, and that picture of me is showing me going across the end zone, right? And they got a picture, and all the kids in the background are. And I can't tell you how many kids have come up to me and said, "That's me right there as a kid. You ruined my childhood with that play." You know, showing me them in that pic. So that was the fondest memory. Of course, you guys were up 19-3, and then we came back just in that great fight. That's my fondest memory of the ride.
There's no doubt this is one of the best rivalries.
And seeing Bobby Bowden.
Yeah.
I love Bobby Bowden.
He's the best.
I saw playing. Let me just tell y'all that right now. I saw Bobby Bowden, I don't know how many years later, and he still remembered my mom's name. Yes. I said, "Bobby, you should have recruited me heavily." Because he was just, I just love him, man. He's an icon, man. He was an icon.
He was, man. He is an absolute legend of all time. When you look at this rivalry, one of the best in the sport. This is the first time we've both been in the top 25 since, it's been 11 years, since 2014, since the last time we played in the top 25. Question I have for you, it's a question Miami gets asked a lot. Mario's been asked it this year. Is the U back, or do they have to win tonight to show they're back?
Well, you have to win tonight, but it's not absolute like it used to be in our day with the new system that you have still with the avenue of the playoffs to still get to a championship game. But you got to win tonight because of the rivalry, because of how big this is. And I love the message it sends. I love the message it sends right now, you know, that college football back. I think when we get Miami, Florida State, and Florida back up and running, that's the best college football right there. It just seems to be, because we're the best down here. So I'm excited about that, and I think that says a lot of things. As far as what we're talking about, Coach Cristobal has talked about it, because these kids are different than what we came up in. And we have to start talking to them differently. It's not the U being back like we used to be. It's now their time, and they have to take it and push it and make it theirs. And that's what it's really about. So it's their time, but the U's back to winning like they used to win. We won't say it's back to what we had.
When we look at the game tonight, what has to happen for Miami? Because you follow the team through and through. What has to happen, from your personal opinion, for Miami to come out on top?
Well, it's what we have to do every week, and we have to start with running the football, which starts with what? That old offensive line. And guys like Elias Cooper has to step up, man, and lead these boys. And on the offensive line, on the defensive line, you got to start the run, and you got to get to that quarterback, and he can move around. Guys like Ruben Bain, he has to lead the group. You know, I'll go to those young guys and say, hey, your boys ready? You know, you got to get that line ready in all phases of the game. I don't care how great you can catch a pass. One thing I used to always do with Miami and Dallas, I went to my offensive line. But do you know, hey, man, we go and shoot go. I need 3 seconds. Somebody got to get that quarterback 3 seconds to get my job done. So it's all about, that's where the games are won and lost. We got gifted skill players, but that battle between the trenches are determining the victory.
When you look at these games, you look at these programs, it is filled with legends, like Hall of Famers. They got gold jackets all over the place. For Miami, I need you to give me your Mount Rushmore of Miami Hurricanes. It's tough because you only got 4. I know you'd want to put about 40 up there, but you only got 4. Who's going up?
It's so hard, man, to pull out that. I see a Ray Lewis jersey.
He's got to be, right?
Dude, you talking about a Jerome Brown. Jerome Brown was the baddest man in the world. And Coach told me when they were recruiting Jerome Brown, he was talking to his dad in the garage. He was fixing on a car, and the car fell off the bricks. And he called Jerome and said, JB, come down here. He came down, he went and lifted the car. Coach said, I put the contract on you.
Sign right there.
Right now. You know, we've had some phenomenal. I'll tell you who I would say should be even up there. Alonzo Highsmith.
Yeah.
Oh, people don't talk about Alonzo Highsmith as much. But Alonzo Highsmith was a bad boy. And you got Ed Reed. Yeah. You know, God bless him, R.I.P. Sean Tate.
Yeah.
But so many great players. Not to even mention that dude they call the playmaker.
But we know the playmaker is going to be on there.
Yeah, he's got to be on there.
And so with that being said, you played against Florida State 3 times. Unfortunately, I have to say you were undefeated.
Well, unfortunately, went before that. Let's say that the right way. I never lost. That's the way to say that.
So, if you had to put together your Mount Rushmore of Florida State players you hated the most.
Oh, and to put the word hate is another thing.
Saying because they just annoyed you, or they were hell on the football field.
That's another hell of a list.
Who would be on that?
Prime's got to be on there, right?
With time, my best friend, I love him to death, brother. You know I love you, man. I'm pulling for you. I know you're in Dallas right now, getting ready to play. But when I'm putting Deion up there, you got D. Brooks.
Stud.
Man, D. Brooks up there. Hey, man, who else would I throw up there? Now, I am going to get in trouble with. Any farther I go, I'm a surefire with Deion. And dude, Jameis Winston had a hell of a career here.
Yes, he did.
Warwick Dunn, you guys could never tackle him. Warwick was the man.
Because of the work he's done, even off the field, and putting families in homes and stuff. I would put a Warwick Dunn.
Marvin Jones.
Marvin Jones. Yes. Shade Tree.
Beast, man. So, we both, and that's what makes it so great. We have so many great athletes that you know and you're around, man, that comes from both schools.
All right, so you had a moment that went viral a couple weeks ago. You had that crank. You were cranking that thing. You were going. So what was going on that night? And is there anything you can do tonight that's going to match that? No, you better not. not. That ain't coming. What's happening tonight?
This siren thing, they just started that this year.
Yeah.
Right? Cranking the siren. And I saw Coach Johnson do it the first game. I was like, hey, when did they start that? When is my turn? You know what I mean? When is my turn? And then when I did it for the Florida game, I was like, I'm gonna break this machine. Everybody, Lamar Thomas, they all came. Don't you break that machine? I gotta get out of it. So everybody's getting pumped up to crank it. Yeah. That's what I like, and it brings people in that stadium. When I walked out last week, man, I saw it was raining, but the stadium was still packed. Yeah. I love that for these young men to see stadiums like that because it says, oh, the people believe in us. Yeah. It's nothing like we walked in stadiums like that all the time.
All the time.
When we played. Yeah. So seeing that was incredible. Yeah.
But the siren will not travel. It won't be.
We're trying to figure out how to get the siren and dope. We're trying and we're trying to figure out how to get our own hype video played before the game in Dope Campbell.
That ain't happening. You know what, Playmaker? We want you to really enjoy what a real college experience is.
Yeah.
Because you know down there, y'all have an Airbnb for a stadium, the real stadium. So you don't have an on-campus stadium. You don't get a chance to experience this type of college football life. So while you're here, we're going to take care of you. We're going to make sure you're good before the battle starts later tonight. Because you don't get a chance to experience this at the Airbnb in Miami Garden.
I don't. And this is incredible. Like when you talk about it, man, it's in the morning and they're starting to pack in these places and to go through the whole day. You know they'll be ready by game time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All the readies that ready can get. So, it'll be talking noise. I see all that chalk. That's the one thing I do remember here. That chalk will bone kill.
Yes, it will.
When you were down 19-3, and that chalk,
it'll get you every time.
It makes your bones.
And then you hear it all night long. You're trying to go to bed. You still hear it in your head. Last one, we'll get you out of here. Give me a score prediction. I know where you're going, but what kind of game you think we see?
No, it's going to be a tough battle. It's going to be a tough battle. And I was telling some of the guys last night, these kinds of games, especially on the road, like you said, right in the home of the enemy, you have to be ready. You have to be ready, especially early on, because you're going to get everything they got. But if you withstand that first quarter, after they give you everything they got, and they look up and the score's still close, they're going to start saying, whoo, man, we just gave them everything we got, and they still right here. And then you commence the rat-a-tat-tat from the tail. That's what I'm saying. So you got to withstand that first wave and get ready to settle in for a tough, long, hard-fought game.
It's going to be fun, man. Cannot wait. I see you bringing the energy. Yeah. Don't stop it all night. We'll see you out there. Emily, back to you guys. I hope you can match this energy. I don't know if you can in studio.
I don't think anyone can anywhere. It has nothing to do with studio or not. That is unmatchable energy from Michael Irvin. So excited that he was on the show, and I'm glad that we got a little bit of smack talk in there. I feel like that was just a very respectful and cordial conversation.
They were brother-in-law in it.
Oh, for sure.
They were brother-in-law.
Oh, yeah.
It's much worse not than that on camera.
Danny starts off with, we can all agree we don't like Florida, right? He was just trying to ease it in there, but B-Mac got some smack talk in there. I'm glad we said goodbye to those two before I bring up what happened last Friday. Virginia coming off a big win over the Seminoles. How do they follow it up against an undefeated Louisville? And meanwhile, we got the Buckeyes in a big game today. We got our Buckeye in studio. We're talking Ohio State and Minnesota and all the big games. Stick with us here on HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
Needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself. So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely going to have to start drinking again.
Landman. New season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance. They're underway in this massive clash of City High. Superb finish.
Unbelievable strike. And then surely they score that tornado. Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
We could probably make a whole show out of showing you crazy win streaks and records from Ohio State, but let's start with the Buckeyes being 50-1 against unranked opponents, and that figure will be tested when Minnesota comes to town. And you're watching highlights from what happened last week when Ohio State faced an unranked opponent. You watched it on CBS. The Ohio State defense shut down the Huskies in their own home, 24-6. Very disrespectful. Beanie Wells, what happens today when Minnesota visits the Shoe?
You know, it's going to be a tough environment. It's going to be a night game. Anytime you're at a night game in the Shoe in Columbus, Ohio, the fans will rally. They'll have a lot of liquid courage by this point in time.
Yep, so working on it right now.
Exactly. So it'll be extremely loud. This is going to be one of those games that I'm going to feel sorry for Minnesota. You know, Ohio State is just now starting to hit their stride on the offensive end. They're getting Julian Sam more comfortable. I think this is going to be a game to where Brian Hartline, the offensive coordinator, starts to hand the keys over inch by inch to Julian Sam, allow him to push the ball downfield on a consistent basis. He's been letting him dink and dunk, letting him get comfortable with being a starting quarterback at the University of Ohio State. But today, he lets it rip versus the Golden Gophers. And I'm sorry, the Fighting PJ Flex rowing the boat. They're going to be rowing the boat out of Columbus today on a sour note.
Bulletin board material.
Right? He started with, like, I'm going to feel bad for Minnesota.
He doubled down on it in my book.
I did.
Doubled down.
I know, I heard a lot of sorries in that. We're already apologizing.
I do love their quarterback, Drake Lindsey. I just don't believe he has enough high-octane firepower on the offensive end to keep up with Ohio State.
No, especially not that Ohio State defense led by Matt Patricia.
Number one defense in the country. We can't say that enough, right?
Exactly. I love the way you put it.
Well.
We've got some pretty good defenses in the Texas-Florida game, but looking at the head coaching situation, what would have to happen in this game for it to be Billy Napier's last, potentially?
Oh, man, I think it would probably have to be an embarrassing loss for it to be Billy Napier's last. And even then, I don't know that at this point in the season, do they just fire him and bring in a new coach in terms of somebody from that staff to try to get him through and over the hump the rest of the way? I don't know that you do that. I don't know if that's the thing that you hang your hat on if you're Florida, because there's been so many years in which you haven't gotten it done, and you've kind of given coaches longer leashes. Yeah. So I don't necessarily think they do it, even if they get blown out, but I'd hate to see it happen, because for DJ Lagway to be so good last year when he came into this game, and Billy Napier essentially hang this hat on this job of developing DJ Lagway, just hadn't looked right. And hopefully I want to see them get back on track because they have one of the best defenses in the country. And it would be a shame if they can't pull it all together and look like a legitimate team all in all, and today would be a great start versus Texas.
And just quickly, I want to go off Beanie's point about this is one of the best defenses in the country in the University of Florida. The worst thing that can happen for Billy Napier in Florida is for Arch Manning to go out here and throw for 400 yards, run for 75, have 6 total touchdowns, because then you look at the only glimmer of hope for this Florida team is their defense. And then you look at Arch Manning. Like I said earlier, he has never delivered against NFL-style competition, although the wins and losses may not be there for Florida, but the talent is undeniably still there in the SEC. So if Arch Manning goes in there and lights it up today, and defensively for Florida, that's the only thing you can hang your hat on all year, it could be trouble for Billy Napier tonight.
This is the worst start for Florida since 1986. That was a long time ago. While we're on the subject of head coaches, there's going to be some heat on Kalen DeBoer if he loses to Vanderbilt twice. What is at stake for Coach DeBoer?
Pride. Nothing more, nothing less. I mean, I'm gonna put Damian Harris, the former player and the Alabama alum, in here. We know we want to talk about college football playoffs. We know we want to talk about SEC championship and all that. This is about pride. Pride in your execution, pride in your performance, pride in your job. The University of Alabama, now I'm not trying to make bulletin board material for Vanderbilt, but Alabama doesn't lose to Vanderbilt. That's just not something that we say. And that's something that we said last year, and that's something that a lot of people are concerned about going into this game against a very tough Diego Pavia-led Vanderbilt team. So for Kalen DeBoer, for Ty Simpson, for Ryan Williams, for this entire Alabama defense, this is a statement game. This isn't about, is Kalen DeBoer going to get fired if they lose to Vandy? No. Is Alabama, or is everybody just going to quit if they lose to Vandy? No. This is about having pride in the fact that you wear that script A on your chest. You know you're going to get Vandy's absolute best shot today. Diego Pavia called it. And the last quarterback that called it was a man by the name of Tommy Castellanos, and he hit. So again, this is all about pride in your performance, your level of execution, the fundamentals that you work on from Monday to Friday and get ready for the game on Saturday. That's what this is about. It's not a job-saving, performance. It's all about pride for Kalen DeBoer first and foremost before this Alabama football team.
Damn, I got to ask though. Last week we saw, Georgia and Alabama go down to the wire. Is there any, thought process in your mind that has any worry of that emotionally charged win that they had last week kind of creeping in and them kind of feeling themselves a little bit much and they're overlooking Vanderbilt? Or do you think that, no, they're not overlooking Vanderbilt? They lost last year. This was the start of the Kalen DeBoer not being the guy talk and all of that motivation?
Well, I would say this. If Alabama was playing anybody else today, I would say this is a trap game because of the emotional roller coaster of the win 2 weeks ago in Athens between the hedges, and then you're playing another good opponent, but you're coming off that emotional, that euphoric feeling, if you will. They remember what happened when they went to Nashville last year. Kalen DeBoer remembers what happened when Alabama went to Vandy last year. There are a lot of guys that are on this roster that were on that same team last year that lost to Vanderbilt. And guess what they did? They listened to everybody talk all season long, me included. I'll raise 2 hands because I talked bad about them last year. I talked so bad about them last year, and it was deserved. But there have been people that have called this team out, that have called for Kalen DeBoer's job. I mean, the lady that sat there and talked about, well, if I won the lottery and I'd get rid of Kalen DeBoer, yeah, it came after the loss. It came after the loss to Florida State, but I guarantee you she wouldn't have said that if they hadn't lost to Vandy. Right. So they've heard all these people talk about it. The rumblings, they're going on in the building. They have to take that and channel that into an energy and a focus to where they go into this game at Saban Field on Bryant-Denny Stadium, lock the gates on the enemy, and deliver a beatdown that they cannot and will not get up from because of the disrespect and the naysayers, the bad talk you faced all the last 365 days since you played this team.
Lock the gate. I get scared.
Lock the gate. I don't want to be there. I left a few expletives out that we used to say, but lock the gates on the enemy and perform at a level that your opponent cannot and will not match. That's the Alabama mentality.
It's also hard to have the same game be a trap game 2 years in a row.
Exactly.
You can't get trapped again. You know what happened last year. Elsewhere in the SEC, we've got Mississippi State at Texas A&M. Bulldogs 1-16 in conference play since 2023, but they're pretty feisty.
They
Damien.
are.
What should we expect when the Bulldogs hit the road here?
They're 4-1. They don't lay down to anybody.
Took Tennessee to overtime?
Exactly.
Almost
I mean, people want to talk about Mississippi State being the bottom of the barrel of the SEC, but I mean, if this is our scraps, then I'm happy with where we're at. This is a tough feisty football team, and they scratch, they claw for every possession, every loose football, every 50-50 ball. Like, they are a hungry team. They don't play like a bottom-of-the-barrel team, and they're going to present a lot of challenges for this Texas A&M team who has some hope to get to the college football playoff, who is hoping for the continued development of Marcel Reed, Kevin Elko continuing to put his DNA all over this program in a militant-style way that expects greatness from his players week in and week out. Well, they're going to be tested by this Mississippi State team today, and I can't wait to see it. Especially, I want to see how Mississippi State performs on the road at Kyle Field. 110,000 screaming Aggies, war chants. How are they going to handle that today?
Yeah, Texas A&M quietly a top 10 team, undefeated to start the season.
Quietly.
Yeah, another opportunity to make a statement tonight. Let's go to the ACC real quick because we have to talk about Virginia and Louisville. Louisville is undefeated, Beanie, but you want to talk about a hangover from an emotional win. It doesn't get more emotional than storming the field for Virginia after they beat Florida State last Friday. So what are these teams kind of bringing into this game today?
You know, I think for Virginia, you know, more so than the emotional win, I think that was charging up their bravado, kind of, you know, building their confidence. That's a confidence builder for them. They're a program that wasn't looked at as being one of the top teams in the country, wasn't looked at as a team that can go out and win their conference. But when you beat a Florida State team, a very good Florida State team at that, this changes your outlook on your entire season. Now you believe you belong amongst the rest of the people. You believe that you can go out and beat anybody, quite frankly, because I do believe Florida State's one of the top teams in the country. And now, if you're Virginia and you're Chandler Morris, you're a quarterback that stepped up and played big, you're thinking, oh, this is it. This is college football. This is my moment. This is my opportunity to put not only Virginia on the map, but to put myself on the map in national college brand, in the national college football brand, and make myself a household name. So this is a charged up football team. I can't wait to see what they go out and do today versus Louisville. Although Louisville has Miller Moss, they've been playing well, I don't think they're as good as a football team as UVA.
Do you guys remember what Tony Elliott said before that Virginia-Florida State game? He said, this is what is going to prepare us for our guys to get ready for the National Football League. This is a game that's going to prepare our guys for what they're going to see throughout the rest of the season to get to where they want to go. So to your point, I think that last week's win was a confidence, like just a bulldozer. Like they are bulldozing people out of their way now with the confidence that they had, especially because if you're a player and you hear your coach go out to the media and say, this game is going to literally make us better because of the team, the brand, the players that we're playing against, and then you go out and win, man, I got all the confidence in the world because my coach has confidence in me to do my job. Now I have confidence in myself. I know the other 10 guys on the field are going to do their job as well. Now we can start to get this thing rolling and start to get our brand back up there in the higher tiers of the ACC.
And it does something to your mental when you win a game in overtime. When you can go the extra quarters, to go the extra mile, you lock in with your brothers and say, we're going to battle together and we're going to finish this thing how we came in. That does something to your psyche a little bit. So that makes you a battle-tested team, and you're just going to be a little bit on edge, ready to go and do whatever it takes to win a game.
You have to assume, too, that both of these teams have a bit of a chip on their shoulder. All of us are talking about Florida State, Miami, and they say, hey, we got something to say in the ACC. That's one of the games you have to look forward to today in this afternoon window, which is absolutely loaded. Of course, we've got Penn State, UCLA, 3:30 on CBS. Vanderbilt, Alabama. I think somebody at this desk will have all eyes on that one. And then just up the road from our South Florida studios, we've got Texas at Florida. We are getting so close to kickoff across the sport. We want to get you ready to go for some of the early games, including some exciting quarterbacks in prove it spots. We're talking about the noon window games coming up on HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely going to have to start drinking again.
Landman. New season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City.
Superb finish.
Oh, that's it.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado. Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
6-7.
Let's take you out live to Annapolis, Maryland. That is the U.S. Naval Academy getting ready to play some football, hosting Air Force in the first leg of the Commander-in-Chief's Trophy. That game is kicking off at noon on CBS. Also kicking off at noon in the sport, we've got Clemson and North Carolina, Wisconsin at a ranked Michigan. Ranked Ohio State a dog on the road at Cincinnati. And in the SEC, we've got Kentucky and Georgia. A lot of great action to talk about. We've talked about the coaches in Clemson, North Carolina. We have exhausted that storyline. How about the teams, Damian? What's going to happen on the football field?
I think Clemson wins this football game. I think we see a more competitive effort than what we've seen from Clemson in a while. I think, obviously, I went on a little bit of a rabbit hole talking about North Carolina earlier, but this is a huge opportunity for Clemson on both sides of the ball. Listen, we've been waiting to see this first-round talent from this Clemson defensive line. Well, they're going to have an opportunity today against this North Carolina front. We want to see Cade Klubnik deliver the football at a level that we expected him to before the season started. Well, guess what? This North Carolina defense is in the bottom half in almost every statistical category, especially in the passing game. So there's a lot of opportunities for Clemson today. I think they'll make the most of it. I mean, Dabo Swinney he seems like he's on his last leg. He's out there campaigning. He's pounding the table. He's talking about himself. He's talking about the past. Let's just see you go out today, motivate your guys to get a win against a team that's in your conference that is also struggling.
Listen, there's not a lot of good things to say about this Clemson team right now.
I tried my hardest. I tried.
We can make money on them. Oh, good. Ladies and gentlemen.
Wonderful.
Stick with me here.
Okay.
I think we go with the team total. Clemson team total over 30.5. I don't want to touch the spread. I don't quite frankly know what we're always going to get from this Clemson team. We do have them projected to hit 32 points. This is an offensive line that has struggled, but it's not exactly a crazy pass rush, a team forcing turnovers that's coming at you with this UNC team. So I think they should have more success in the air. And even if they go up big, I do not think they take their foot off the gas. And even though they're not playing for a playoff, I think they're still playing for some style points here. So team total over 30.5, I think is the best bet for Clemson.
I think they're trying to exercise some demons as well, because obviously it's been a tough start to the season. And both of these teams, of course, looking for their first win in conference. Also, Max Johnson, the quarterback, will start this game. Gio Lopez has been ruled out. Elsewhere in quarterback news, in Wisconsin and Michigan, Wisconsin quarterback Billy Edwards Jr. is out today, so Southern Illinois transfer Hunter Simmons will start the game. What are we keeping an eye on in this one, Beanie?
You know what? I think is going to be how Wisconsin's defense steps up and plays. For so many weeks, I've been scratching my head about the Wisconsin offense and how they kind of switched their identity.
You and everybody that watches.
Going to like this, spread them out, let's pass the ball everywhere. Get back to playing traditional Wisconsin football, being slow and methodical on the offensive end by running the ball and playing great defense, rushing the passer on a consistent basis. That's what they're going to have to do if they're going to have a chance to win this football game and stop Bryce Edwards. He is a +1 in the run game. He's somebody you have to worry about pulling it down and running it anywhere on the football field. And I think him being a young quarterback in the pass game, you'll have an opportunity for some turnovers. Get some pressure on him and force him to throw the ball to you, throw a couple of picks in this game, and you'll have a chance.
I think something that's good for Wisconsin is this is a brand of football that they're going to want to play. I know that Luke Fickell has started to try to implement more of a spread offense. They want to throw the football more. Their best case scenario in this game is the fact that Michigan likes to run the football. They like to be sound in the trenches. This is going to be a battle that is won up front, and that's going to decide the outcome of this game. So if I'm Wisconsin, I'm at least hanging my hat on the fact that this is a style of game that we know how to play, that we've been good at for a long time. Yes, we've tried something else that hasn't worked out for us as well, but maybe we can revert back a little bit to our old ways and run the football, make this a dirty, ugly game. Don't try to hit the over. See if Bryce Underwood will make a mistake that you can capitalize on, get the ball back to your offense, try to score some points, and make this a competitive game.
Make him beat you passing the ball.
Yeah,
that's what you want to do. Obviously, we know Michigan run it with Justice Hayes and Bryce Underwood, but make him beat you throwing the ball in the air 30 to 40 times.
What do the numbers tell you?
The numbers tell you they just about covered the spread at 17.5. We have them winning by 18 here, but I think with the noon kickoff and a lot of what you guys are saying with the run game, probably waiting until that second half for them to air it out and maybe try some fancy new things if they get a healthy lead. So I think you go with Michigan second half spread -6.5. I think we could potentially get a slow start, like I said, and that's when they'll get creative in that fourth quarter. Again, Michigan looking for an at-large bid, most likely looking for those style points, potentially looking at team total overs. Taking that second half spread is another way to look at the same thing.
I want to start with the numbers on this next game between Iowa State at Cincinnati, because my dumb brain just looks at this and goes, the disrespect. Iowa State, undefeated, number 14th ranked team in the nation, and yet they're a dog in this one?
It's a weird thing. You look at that funky and you're like, why is a ranked team not favored on the road going to Cincinnati? Now, bettors across America love to buy into the narrative of, wow, we must hammer the Cincinnati money line now if that's the situation. I wouldn't go that way with this Iowa State team. We have Iowa State winning this game by 9 points, and that's because they take care of business on the road. We saw them take care of Arizona. I don't like what the Cincinnati defense is doing. You lose to Nebraska, you give up 20 to Bowling Green, you give up 34 to Kansas. So I think Iowa State, who's a team that's been dominant against the spread in conference road games, 8-2 in their last 10, going into Cincinnati, who, for what it's worth, these games are spread out, but are 0-4 straight up and against the spread against ranked opponents at home.
While we're talking numbers, Georgia is on a 43-game win streak against unranked teams. That's the
Not
longest
Alabama, though.
active.
I'm sorry. That was so
Alabama
immature.
was not
That
you.
was real immature of me. And honestly, don't even give it a response. It wasn't worth it.
How does
Just throw it out
Georgia
there.
bounce back from the aforementioned Alabama loss in this one?
Well, you gotta take your wounds, you gotta lick them a little bit, get yourself back together, and then go out there and play Georgia football. I mean, let's not sit here and make this something that it's not. Georgia's not going anywhere. I'm not necessarily concerned about the emotional roller coaster. You just came off a big loss. If anything, it's gonna motivate you to beat the hell out of Kentucky and just run them out of Athens, especially because you're playing at home again. So just be who you are. Kirby Smart coached the same way. Tell Gunnar Stockton to continue to play the way that he has played, because it's led to success for Georgia. Just don't turn the ball over. But most importantly, get that defense right. This is an opportunity against a team that has lesser talent. Kentucky's offensive line, they should not be able to block 4 guys from Georgia's defensive front. They absolutely should not. And that's been Georgia's biggest problem on defense all year. They do not get pressure on the quarterback when they're not, even when they are blitzing, they're still just not getting pressure on the quarterback. You have an opportunity to correct some of the wrongs that you made against Alabama. And we all know this, Kenzie, you'll say it. Georgia is still very much alive and well in the college football playoff race. So just play your brand of football, you'll be okay.
The Dogs were like a huge favorite in this game last year, and yet it was a 13-12 victory. Very, very tight. We'll see what happens this year. We dream that one day our parlay will hit. Maybe this is the week. We'll give it to you coming up.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No. That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS streaming on Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's a massive clash at City A.
Superb finish.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Is this a hit it situation?
It's whatever kind of adventure we want it to be.
This crew is a team.
The choices you make in that chair, they are yours to make and yours to live with.
We await your orders, sir.
We have to stop this invasion.
Get to the ship!
We are going to find our way out of this together.
Hang on!
It's 1 in 1,000 we get it done right or don't blow ourselves up. We'll just turn it off before we blow up.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
Paris Saint-Germain have won the Champions League. It's a really special moment.
Step inside the frame and feel every match, every goal,
Truly remarkable.
every moment of the world's best soccer.
Shakespearean drama, that's all you can say.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
Back here on College Football Pregame, we are presented by FanDuel, and every week FanDuel's giving you a 50% profit boost on the biggest college football showdown. That means you can boost your winnings by 50% on the biggest matchup. Download the FanDuel app and bet the big match on campus with a boost right now. Time for our parlay party, and I'm going to get us started with Bama first half at -6.5. The Doors have kind of gotten off to some slow starts. Their point differential in first halves is -3, while Alabama is +21. And we saw the game plan that Kalen DeBoer put together for them last week. It seems like Bama's off to some hot starts, so give me them in the first half.
Look at you.
I love when crowd talks together.
Yeah, right. You were just sitting here talking about, oh, my brain and these numbers, it doesn't go together. Look at you, proud. Hey, guess what?
Every once in a while.
I'm proud of you. You know that?
Brown
I'm
squirrel,
proud of
kinda
you.
know.
For me, I'm looking at this Boise State Notre Dame game. Give me the total over. I mean, 62.5 points. That ain't even enough. Notre Dame has scored 40 points in 3 straight games. And not only that, Boise State has put up some points as well since that first loss against USF to start off the season. So give me the game over for points. Now, most of that is going to be accumulated by the Notre Dame side, but there is a chance. Mackenzie Brooks, she told me, Boise State, they could get some points with some garbage time touchdowns, some field goals, and they'll get some points, but it's mostly going to be on the Notre Dame side.
I'm with you right there. I like the Notre Dame quarterback, C.J. Carr. We talk about young quarterbacks. That's another good one. But I got to go with my guys here. Danny, B-Mac, you guys are going to appreciate this. I'm going Florida State money line. I think they win this football game. I love everything that they possess. Obviously, coming off the emotional.
This is a group parlay.
Look at B-Mac.
Here we go.
I don't want to be prisoner to this game here. Oh my gosh.
Obviously, coming off that emotional loss last week, I think they get back on track in a major way. I think it's going to come down to Tommy Castellanos taking care of the football and them pulling it down and running it, him being that plus one in the run game, and then Gavin Sawchuk as well. So I think Florida State gets this game done.
Well, I guess I am by default a Noles fan now for the second week of the college football season. I'm going to go with Penn State first half to cover the spread, minus 13.5. So you just need them to be up 2 touchdowns against this UCLA team. One thing James Franklin is good at is beating up on the little guy. This is certainly a little guy here. I think they want the style points as much as anybody right now. So the fact that we're getting it under that 14 number, I'm willing to take it at 13.5.
We're feeling good. We're putting in as many legs as we possibly can. Let's go out to Tallahassee. Danny, what is your contribution to this parlay?
I love it. All right, so first of all, Mackenzie, don't get too comfortable in that seat. And I always knew Beanie was the smartest analyst on anywhere on CBS Sports Network airwaves because he's going with the Noles. For my pick, I think Dame's going to like this one because Diego Pavia has been awesome, and he's been great. And Vanderbilt's been the story of college football this season. But guess what? Going into Tuscaloosa, this is a Tuscaloosa team which woke up after that Florida State loss. They have been absolutely on point on the offensive side of the ball. Ty Simpson has been great. The defense, I do think, holds Pavia in check. Pavia, this time, he wrote a check, and it's going to bounce in Tuscaloosa. So I'll lay the points. It was running away from me. As long as it's under 2 touchdowns, I'm laying them with Alabama.
Well, with this being said, for our viewers that are watching this right now, when you have a great 4x1 relay team, you need an anchor that can come bring home the groceries. Guess what? I am the anchor for this outstanding parlay that's going to cash in. Give me Michigan laying the 17 and a hook against Wisconsin. What I'm seeing from this Michigan Wolverines team led by Bryce Underwood, the Bryce that we witnessed in the early parts of the season is not the same guy we're watching play football right now. You can tell he's much acclimated to the offense, his ability to be the point guard, and also a +1 in the running game has taken this offense to another level, led by the best running back in the Big Ten, in my opinion, Justice Haynes. I love this matchup for Michigan playing against a Wisconsin team that has no identity, and they won't have no identity for 4 quarters in Ann Arbor. Give me the Michigan Wolverines laying 17 in the hook.
I love it. We got to let you go because we know Danny bets this every single week. So wow. Got to put that in his phone. This is a
I mean, me and Mikey are paying for the drinks, but this is paying for the mortgage.
Honestly, I mean, that is an absolutely gigantic payout. Feeling good about it. I don't know about you guys.
It's that Florida State money line that's really taking us home, Davey. Yeah. It's really giving us that plus money.
All the pressure is on that pick. I don't know if you just did that based on present company, but we appreciate it.
Of the moment.
Yeah. We also appreciate FanDuel giving you a 50% profit boost on the biggest college football showdown. That means you can boost your winnings by 50% on the biggest matchup. Scan that QR code and get that boost now. There is only one thing left to do before Week 6 kicks off across the country. Let's pick some games. Doing it on the other side.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns a company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself. So just another day. Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely going to have to start drinking again.
Landman. New season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance. They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City On. Superb finish. Oh, that's it. Mix up. Unbelievable strike. And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
We have one thing left to do on College Football Pregame presented by FanDuel, and that is to pick some of these games. Let's start us off with Iowa State at Cincinnati. Who you got?
Give me Iowa State, and they're so good on the road because of Rocco Beck. I don't know what it is about him going into opponent to enemy territory, but he goes to another level and he brings the team with him. He's got a 9-4 record as a starting quarterback on the road. I'm not impressed with Cincinnati's defense right now. Give me Iowa State.
I'm taking Iowa State as well. It's because of not only just Rocco Beck, but Carson Hansen. The grind it out, hard-nosed, tough running back and get you those tough yards. They're going on the road in a tough environment. What better way to win this game than in the trenches running the rock?
I mean, let's not overthink this here. They're giving us plus money to take a ranked team on the road versus Cincinnati. Not overthinking it here. Iowa State for me.
Danny and BMAX still with us. Danny, who you got in this one?
Yeah, it's making me a little bit nervous because we got the clean graphic all the way across, but I am on Iowa State's Todd Scoot. Watch out for Brennan Sorsby. He is having a pretty good year. 11 touchdowns, 1 interception for Cincinnati. But Matt Campbell, it may not be the prettiest, but they get it done. I think they win outright, too.
That's what I love about Matt, Coach Matt. His ability to win ball games, not lose ball games. And they will have the best quarterback in this matchup. Yes, I'm concerned with some of the injuries, especially on the defensive side, but I think Iowa State will have enough to get this win. So give me Iowa State as well.
Cincinnati, you just won yourself the game. Shout out there.
Screenshotting that, taking the picture.
Good for them, man.
Again,
Shout out
bulletin
Cincy.
board material.
We love it. All right, elsewhere, you can see this game on CBS between Penn State and UCLA. The Nittany Lions, a 24.5-point favorite. We're picking the spread in this one. Where are you leaning?
Give me Penn State in the points. You know why, Mackenzie Brooks? Because they're bullies. They beat up on the little guy, and then they run when their big brother, their friend, their protector comes and has their back. So I'm going to go with the bullies today. They're going to beat up on the little guys, and then, hopefully they figure some stuff out the rest of the season.
I'm going with Penn State as well. Man, this is an opportunity for Drew Eiler and Andy Kotelnicki to figure out some synergy and get back on track. And hopefully they can kind of gain some momentum and take them through the rest of the way this season.
I don't like giving them the benefit of the doubt here. I ideally would take the first half spread. 24.5 is kind of gross, but if I were to pick, I'd take the full game with them too.
Danny,
I hate to give it to them.
Uh-oh, we're getting another graphic together. What do you got?
All right, Emily, so did you guys know that Rick Neuheisel, our colleague at CBS, he's actually offensive coordinator. His son, Jerry Neuheisel, took over play calling for UCLA. But it's not going to matter because that Penn State defense is legit. But here's the thing. The offense, we have not seen them versus any competition have this sort of explosive firepower. So I'm going to go under on the game. I think it'll be about 34-10. The total's 48.5. I think it's under that total because Penn State's offense, I don't think is as explosive as we thought coming into the season.
You know what? I have concerns with Penn State's offense, but now they have to win with style. Style points matter. So give me Penn State laying the spread 24 in the hook because they know style points matter, and I believe Damian's favorite college coach in college football, James Franklin, he will put his foot on the gas to be able to exploit the matchups in their favor, not to only win, but do so with style. So give me Penn State laying the points.
We agree.
I agree.
All right, let's go to your favorite team, and that is Vanderbilt and Alabama. Alabama with the 12.5-point favorite in this one.
Listen, I'm not gonna say a lot. I'm gonna keep it short. Yeah. Give me Vandy with the points. Give me Alabama with the win. Tide rolls.
I like that. Give me Vandy with the points as well. I like Miles Capers on the defensive side getting after Ty Simpson. They're going to get a lot of pressure. This is going to be a tough matchup right here.
I'm going back to that team total over 33.5, 34.5, wherever you find it. It just lets me avoid the spread. This could be a shootout. It could be an Alabama smackdown. Either way, it gets us to 30.5.
All I see is there's a graphic with Vanderbilt next to Damian Harris's name. What do you guys
Please
say
do
out
not
there
put this
in
on the
Tallahassee?
internet. No internet.
It's already on the internet. Danny, who you got?
All right, I'm going to go. You heard me earlier. I think it's Bama by 2 touchdowns.
Danny, let me find out Damian Harris is nervous about today's matchup. Let me find out. My guy is nervous, and I'm with you. I'm taking Bama plus the points. Ty Simpson is probably the best quarterback in the nation. No one is talking about clearly the top dog in the SEC. I love what he brings to their offense in terms of dissecting, throwing passes, and most importantly, being able to make things happen with his legs. And I love their defense as well. But let me find out Damian Harris is nervous. Give me Bama plus the points.
There is not a drop of fear in my heart, but there is a lot of respect for this Vanderbilt football team in my mind.
What a politically correct statement.
Right, we're going to clean up a little bit right there.
Beautiful spin that we got there from Damian Harris. Let's go down the road from our friends in Tallahassee and head to Gainesville for Texas and Florida.
Give me Texas. Too much defense. All 3 levels, D-line, linebacker play, secondary. They take the ball away from DJ Lagway early and often, get the ball to Arch. Hopefully he makes the most of his opportunities, but I like Texas walking out of the swamp with a win today.
Yeah, I'm with Dame. You know, I think Texas has the ability to play complementary football in all phases, and I don't think Florida can keep up, especially on the offensive end. Give me Texas to roll.
I mean, forget Arch Manning. Like, it means nothing to me right now. This is a defense that allowed the #1 team in the country to only 14 points in week 1. I think that defense will dominate today. I'll take the spread as well with Texas.
Danny Kanell, what say you?
Oh, Emily, I hate this pick because I'm 0-3 when I pick the Gators this season. They're 1-3 against the spread, but you know what? I'm stubborn. I think this is the last charge for Billy Napier. Ooh. The swamp comes into play here. I'll take the Gators and those points. Lower scoring affair. Texas wins by a field goal, but this is the last stand for Billy Napier's Gators.
My dog, he knows ball. Give me Gators plus the points. Earlier in our show, we talked about how horrible both offenses have been. They've been in the same offensive category with the Iowa Hawkeyes. Give me the Gators. I don't expect to see a lot of points, and with that being said, in a close scoring game, I like the team that's getting the points.
I did not expect the Knoll boys
a little
to be
hand on hip from BMAC there.
Florida, I know, that's, you know, he means business, and you know, with his face on his shirt. The big one, Miami, Florida State. Start us off.
I'm gonna keep it real brief. I want to be the smartest analyst on CBS. I want to be seen as a smart guy. I didn't have my glasses on today, so maybe they thought differently. Give me Florida State money line. They get it done at home against the Hurricanes behind that rush attack that is 600, averages 600 yards of offense a game. Go ahead, Beanie.
You know,
You're a smart man.
I'm taking Florida State. Keep it nice and sweet, short and sweet.
Florida State.
You guys are just scared of those two. I'm not scared of those two, okay? Give me Miami. I'm laying the points, minus the 4.5, 5.5. I think they win by a touchdown.
Danny, who you got?
Thank you, Mackenzie. So we didn't get the graphic jinx. I'm so glad you took Miami because we're going to win 35-32, an epic classic game.
Florida State, nothing else needs to be said.
Keeping it simple.
Send me a screenshot of that guy.
Make sure the B-back can see me now. Oh, they cut me off.
No.
Not a little war chant cut off.
Hey, get ready for a doubleheader on CBS. Air Force at Navy kicks off in minutes, and then Penn State at UCLA. You can watch it all on CBS and stream it on Paramount Plus. There's.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway in this massive clash at City Eye. Superb finish.